here. Welcome to
Doing it.
rollxplay. Why would you do?
I'm
Why would you do
sorry.
that to me? I was no. We lost Leone. Look at what you did. We lost Leone, man. This stream
Ah,
is going
I
great
ruin
already.
I ruin everything.
No, no. But welcome everyone to rollxplay, to our third little episode of campaign chit chat, where we have different guests each week from different campaigns. Friday, Sunday, and Tuesday campaign. Yay! Leonie's back.
There she's back. Yay.
Literally, the second you
Yeah,
started,
yep,
my
yep,
boyfriend was like,
yep, yep.
"Nope, we're not doing that." Uh,
Someone be a dear and check the audio on Twitch for me, please. Thank you very much. But
risking that?
huh?
I'm not risking that.
Okay, I
Cassie,
guess
you
I
do it.
will.
Thank you, Cassie, for
Uh,
volunteering.
mm,
But yeah, we have these like little chats every Wednesday where we chat about the campaign, D&D stuff. Sometimes it goes very off topic, as it did last time, where me and Max just talked about art and life for the last 30 minutes of it. But yeah, it's mostly to chat with you guys, the audience, and other RPG enjoyers. Today we have Cass and Leonie. Cass is part of our
hi.
Sunday campaign. Leonie is part of both, well, all three
Well, all three.
campaigns. Yeah, all three. And is also kind of our social media manager. So MVP in both Sunday campaign and offline. We're technically online, but you get what I mean. Um, I'm Robbie. I also play in Tuesdays and Sundays, and I DM the Friday campaign. Unfortunately, Max isn't with us today. He was
He
busy.
died.
He is.
No, he did not die.
He did
That
not
would be
die.
horrible for all the campaigns.
Yep. No, we want Max very much alive. Which, Max, if you're watching this, you better wear the fucking mask while you're freaking painting your room. I swear to God. Anyway, yep. But it will be the three of us. They'll be kind of leading this little stream. But let's start off with how is everyone feeling today? Any news? Any stuff you want to mention before we get into it?
Just something.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
So
That's stream
last
friendly.
talks. Last. Well, no, it is. But what's funny is last talks you guys did where you and Max were,
Mm-hmm.
you know, chatting. I
Uh-huh.
was there for the end of it because
Uh-huh.
I was stuck in the Wendy's parking lot because I had rear-ended someone with my car. So that was nice.
You're sitting there on the curb while me and Max are like chatting
No,
about
I'm
what
literally
art
like
is.
seriously, no, it's I would like first of all, just to get everything out of the way. Everything was turned out to be fine. I was just mostly shaken up, but I'm just sitting there with a Wendy's burger, eating fries, crying, and just watching you guys talk about art the entire time. And I'm just like, this is nice.
Oh my god, love! What kind of stuff do you get into? I swear to God.
I don't know.
um
It's fine though. Everything's fine.
Mhm, 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 mhm.
Mhm.
well,
Right. Okay.
Anyways,
anyways, after that confession, what about you, Leonie? I know you went to like a book fair
I did.
festival
I was
thing?
Yes, I was at a very big book fair here in Germany. Die Leipziger Buchmesse. It was very, very, very full. There was lots of people. They did like record numbers for ticket sales and stuff, which was cool. But I was very happy that I was there on the 2 days where it wasn't too busy because I was there for the good days essentially. Um, and I saw lots of book people. I saw lots of authors. I met a lot of people that work in publishing and stuff, and it was very, very cool. And I bought four mangas and two books, and I think that's commendable because I could have bought way more.
yeah.
So,
Yeah,
good job,
very
me.
true, very true. Also, Cass, did you check the audio?
Yeah, the audio is good.
Good to
Nice.
know. Um, yeah. what's new with me? I'm moving soon, so that's a thing. But
Yeah.
you guys already know about that because I've been bothering you with everything. And we'll keep because I'm indecisive and somebody needs to
Hopefully.
help me. Uh,
And so we get pretty pictures of pretty like
yes,
plates and stuff and couches,
and
even though
And
we sort
overpriced bed
insane
sheets.
prices.
yeah.
Yeah, what the yeah, for anyone watching, we went to a store 'cause I wanted to get some bed sheets and like pillow sheets or whatever. And we're looking at some like, oh, this is a nice color. 280 euros. What the fuck? And we thought surely it's like a pack, right? Of like six or no, a singular bed sheet was like a 280 euro dollar something like that. I was like, what the fuck kind of bougie bed sheet is this? Is it made out of spider silk? Like what am I paying for here? We found cheaper ones.
80,000 thread count.
It was made out of gold. You don't get it, no, but um,
Oh,
to
that would suck though.
Yes, it would.
yeah, it
Like
would.
a blanket made of gold. That don't suck.
Midas
Kind
is
of blanket
shaking in
is
his
just
grave
a
right now. Um,
yeah.
but to get back to the topic of D&D, um, since we're all kind of from the Sunday campaign, we'll be mostly focusing on that, I think. So but you know, we
Okay.
can openly talk about both. It's just mostly it's gonna be primarily still hearts stuff. Leon, you weren't
The
there
better
last
one.
session.
Hey,
Alright,
listen.
listen
I've
here.
listened to it though. I've listened to
Yeah,
it.
you weren't there, but you listened to it. There was
He
lots of
texted me.
stuff that yeah. There was lots of stuff that happened last session. What are your impressions? Because I
Mhm.
know Cassie was very.
Okay, since I know what Cassie was curious to hear, I'm going to
Uh
start with that. Thorn getting late was not on my bingo card. I was not expecting it to happen this soon. I was not expecting it to happen at all.
I was
Yay,
expecting
Thorn!
it because Cassie texted me. I think it was the
Uh-huh,
night before
uh-huh.
that. Thorn's gonna have sex. Like, I don't care at this point. I'm like, okay, that's kind
No,
of
because
out of
listen.
nowhere, but all right, you
Okay,
know,
Uh-huh.
you go,
so
girl.
hold on. Before we get more into this,
Uh huh.
so during the session, I had originally did not plan to sleep with Gildana,
Uh
but
huh.
I was like, okay,
Sure.
Thorn and Gildana are gonna spend the just I want Thorn to spend time with Gildana. I want that to happen. But
Yeah,
as the
yeah.
fight happened, I was like, Thorn can't take anymore. She needs to have sex. She is so done. She is so absolutely done, and
Okay,
she just
yeah, sure.
she needed a stress reliever, okay? And Kildana was happy to oblige. So
Uh-huh, uh-huh. Don't
I have
tell her
no.
that. Like, wait, no, you didn't. You did. Fuck, it's too late. You told her exactly that. Oh boy.
I didn't say
Oh,
she was
and
a stress
the
reliever.
way Max went, all right, roll me persuasion. You rolled a 4.
I still did it.
Perfect. It's so
I
in
still. I
character. Yeah,
What a way to start the
somehow.
stream.
no regrets. I have no regrets at all.
I still can't believe we got a. What did I name it? The ship?
Do
uh,
we have a ship thing? Do we have one?
hold on. Let me go back to the messages.
Sordana or
Um.
something?
Oh,
Uh,
that's I like that. Even though it has Thor in it.
Thorndana, then? I don't know.
yeah, you said it, Thordana.
Yeah.
At least
Uh,
it's not like something stupid like Glorn or something like that.
Mm.
well, yeah, Glorn is,
Glorn is
not,
bad.
yeah, Glorn's bad. I mean,
Glorn,
what was
Glorn is someone from
the.
Lord of the Rings, you know.
Like, first I thought, like, Guns N' Roses, but then, like, I realized that's more of, like, a. So Dane is more the
yeah,
guns person, so, and that's
yeah,
cursed, so, no.
yeah.
Yeah, I am surprised we got that before we got a Vanilla Kiss for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Y'all just
Um
gotta get your fucking game up, okay?
well, if
No.
Max
Okay,
would
but
stop killing them
like.
or traumatizing them
Oh,
every
good
other
point.
fucking
Good point.
session, maybe
Mhm,
they would
mhm.
have the emotional availability
That's
to keep it.
your
Also,
fault.
also,
Wow,
also,
is it my
the
fault?
forehead touch, guys, the forehead touch was way
Hmm.
more like intense and emotionally investing than whatever Thorn has going on with Goldana. Like, they're cute, but I'm emotionally way more invested in whatever forehead touching is going on over there, okay? It's way
Oh,
more
thank you.
the tension.
Yeah. By the way, guys,
Tension.
Game Master Eric
Uh,
was here last stream as well, lurking. But thank you for the lurk, man. Nice content. I saw. Anyway, yeah, it was an intense moment. I didn't know how Fennel was going to react to it. I honestly, the reaction was way better than we don't have a lurk command. I'm sorry, I'll add it. But I was expecting for it to be worse than it was, but like
Mm.
summarized, his reaction was a reasonable crash up. On your way,
yeah,
as you were.
Yeah,
yeah.
Which Ben was like,
that's
really?
accurate.
You're just like that chill with this? Okay. He
But
was,
also him hitting back with "I actually also murdered people to stay alive." That was pretty good.
yeah. It was a very nice moment because I feel like it definitely for Van. I feel like he likes Fennel because Fennel makes him feel safe and understood. And one big thing was, well, I'm kind of glad Van didn't go with Hunter, knowing what we know now.
Yeah, that would have been
Yep.
absolutely fun.
It
Yep.
is
That would have
also
been
very
so
funny
fun.
that Van somehow got romantically involved with three people who are all 40 years old somehow.
That's problematic. That is
Like, how does he
a
keep
pattern.
fighting
That's a
them?
Fennel is
pattern.
not.
No,
Well,
Fennel
that
he's
is
is a
not
not.
40
pattern,
years
and that
old.
is
He is
problematic and
not 40
toxic.
years
And
old.
you
He
need
is
to look
not.
inside
He
yourself
is
It's not like
and
not.
he did it on
see.
purpose.
No. Fennel is not 40 years
He's
old.
not.
He
He's
is.
not.
He,
Like, he was
he
He is
was.
born
though.
He is
40 years.
Technically,
no. No, he's
technically.
not. He didn't live those. He didn't age them. He didn't live them. He didn't see them. He wasn't there for those 20 years. So he isn't 40 years old. He's 20 years old.
Yeah,
He was
he's
just
like
born 40 years
21.
ago.
Technically.
It's, no,
No, not technically.
no.
Technically, he is still 20. But he was
Yes.
technically born 40 years ago.
Yes, but
Um,
So
he's not that
if you
old.
put
He's.
two and two together, no, I'm kidding. I'm done. I'm
no,
done.
but um, it's because Fennel never pressured him to like say anything or confess to anything, and a part of that was like when Ven was with Hunter, it was still Ven taking care of someone. But I feel like in this kind of duo, it's more of like back and forth. It's not just Ven taking Fennel taking care of him and saving him, uh, and both understanding each other, especially now that they're like, oh, we both have fucked up before in the past. Um, but
And to
as
the
Fennel,
person, you still have to tell him about the murder. You still have to tell him.
Oh
By the
yeah, I
way,
forgot about
he
just
doesn't
that.
need to
mentioning.
know about that. He doesn't need to know about that. It's
You're gonna have to
fine.
tell someone, girl. You're gonna have to tell someone.
Discord and
Yeah, at
Melody,
some
no,
point.
that's someone.
Those
I
are
mean,
specifically two, not someone's.
and
How dare
also
you?
whoever found fucking Ryder's corpse, they also know. They don't know who did
I don't
it,
know
but
who
they
did it. And
know
also, Ven
someone
was
did it.
wearing a disguise, so.
Yeah, that's true. So
Anyways, back to Leone. What were your other thoughts about the session?
my other thoughts. Okay, we covered Vanel. I loved everything Vanel did the entire session. The ship is sailing so hard. I'm so happy. All the ships are sailing. It's great. I hope what's her name and the fucking mechanic also doing great.
Oh,
We should
yeah.
check in
Oh,
with Snowbear, by the way.
We
yes,
He's
we
been on
should.
his own
really
and
should.
with Kiv for like he's been with Kiv for like I don't know a few days
The
now, and
problem is
he might be
now
insane at this point.
that we need to, like.
Just yeah.
Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, yeah, he might just leave.
No, I've chatted to Max about it. I know what he's gonna do with
Oh,
the
okay,
game,
okay, okay.
but.
He's probably got smart plans.
Yeah.
So.
It is.
Okay.
But,
Okay. Good.
I've been meaning for Van to check in with his uncle, man.
Mhm.
It's been a
Mhm.
bit. Well, actually, it hasn't. I think it's been a week since that,
Yeah,
or
no,
maybe
it
even
has not
less.
been a bit. It has not.
Like,
It's
again,
been a
I
few
could,
days.
like, walk back 2 previous weeks for Van, and not a single day has he had a moment of peace. this. Like, every single
Yeah.
day, something has happened to this man. Max, give him a fucking break, please.
Give
Let's
all
I
of
mean,
us
just
a
I love
fucking
let's
it.
just
break.
go into the forest and sit down for a day, have a picnic, and not move. Go camping, not do
Not move.
anything,
I would like
not move.
Nobody moves.
I would like a festival session.
Mm,
That would be nice.
mm.
But
The last time
you
we
know,
celebrated, we got attacked
yeah,
in a bar.
as soon as we get something nice where it includes a big event with a lot of people, Mags is gonna be like, hee hee hee, something
No,
in the
but
shadows.
like,
Like, stop it!
but just like a nice little if the session ended there, knowing the next session we need to do something big and scary. I feel like, like a little calm before the storm type of festival session. Max, please, please,
Mm.
please, please,
Yeah,
please,
I don't
please.
trust him. I don't
Well,
trust.
we
He
always
he
keep
might
getting
do
calm
that, but
before
then
the
he would
storm
end
thing,
it.
so.
Yeah. Also, he would probably have that session be super calm, and then the last like 20, 30 minutes would be boom, 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 bad stuff is happening again. So it wouldn't count, right? It
Well,
wouldn't
Yeah,
at
count
least
so
again.
like save it for like the nightmares or some shit. Let them have like a nice day
seriously.
until
Just
the
like give us
evening.
nightmares. Give us nightmares, man. Like just stop giving us
No!
so much bad
I don't
real
want more
shit. Give us bad
nightmares.
nightmare shit. That's fine. I'm cool with that. I want
No!
that. Give me bad
No!
nightmares.
I don't. Well, I mean, yes, out of character, I do want that. Sienna does not.
See,
Sienna's very
see,
happy not
see.
having any nightmares.
Oh dear.
We're all sadists here, okay, in our own specific way.
Yeah,
Oh
That's
dear.
fair.
called it's D&D, baby.
I mean, are we technically masochists though? Because we want it to happen to our
Well,
characters, which are a
both.
Yes, that's what I
representation of
meant.
ourselves.
Well, both.
Okay, okay, good to
I
know.
think.
It's
Both.
definitely both.
Ah, yeah, both works.
Yeah, both.
We're both.
Anyways,
um, but yeah, very very interesting developments. I'm because the party doesn't know a lot about the soothsaying nimbus because Vez hasn't told them, hasn't had the fucking
Nope.
chance
Nope.
to speak to them about it. So he will next session probably like spill the
Ooh.
beans about all of that because there's no reason
Ooh.
to keep it like he didn't mean for it to keep it hidden or anything. It was just like there is so much shit going on that I can't I think he did mention the soothsaying nim. He hasn't said everything. Because we were
Oh, I
talking
think it has been once.
about
Yeah.
when we were planning what we're gonna do in Trustvillar, because there was the talk of some people going to the library to try to find something about them. Which now,
Yeah.
realizing what they do, we probably wouldn't have found jack shit.
Yeah.
No,
Considering
no, we
they're
probably wouldn't.
fucking men in blacking people everywhere.
Yep.
So yeah. But we can find out more about Ellen.
Also, can we talk about how Hunter was fully ready to just man in black everybody around him? He was just looking around, going, "Oh, that's too many
Well, that's
witnesses. Let's get rid of
technically
some
a
of them."
kiss.
Bro,
His name.
I know. It's complicated.
Also, Max talked to me about this. Apparently, we were talking about like the man and hunter kiss, and I was like, oh man, now in hindsight, that shit is so weird. And
I
he said,
know.
imagine how a kiss feels like. He had to be like witnessing it from
Ah,
Hunter's POV and be like, no, no.
why would you say that?
So
Why would you say that?
terrible.
Oh, this is
Because I'm stuck with
you
those
kissed your
thoughts.
uncle. You kissed your uncle. You kissed your uncle.
Oh, no,
Okay, it's
no,
not
no,
that.
no,
Okay, it's not
no,
that
no,
bad. All right,
no.
I
chill, chill.
mean, I
Ew, no,
mean,
that's not.
Family
No,
friend.
no,
I
no, no.
mean,
Let's talk about something else. Let's talk about something else.
But
Why do
it's
you have to put it into
creepier.
words like that, Leonie?
It's just creepier that Frederick fucking held him as a baby.
yeah,
It's all
that shit
it's
is
all fucking disgusting.
why? Oh.
I mean, we'll have to see
So
how
much
much of
details
his
here.
mind is intact in the like main fragment or whatever. Because he might not
Yeah.
remember, but I have a feeling that he does, and it's still fucked up.
Definitely.
But also,
Uh-huh.
this is the better reveal because me and Robbie were texting and during the session prior to last, we were like, "Oh no, what if Hunter's a clone?" And we were like, "What if Hunter is part of Frederick?" So that would have have been way worse
Yeah,
than what we got.
yeah.
So thank you,
Definitely.
Max, for not choosing the worst option. Good job.
Yeah, that
It's
would have
still a
been.
bad
Yeah.
option. It's still a
Yeah.
bad option.
Yeah.
But at least it's not the worst.
Yeah. Hey.
Oh boy.
But yeah, I think
Great start.
now I at least
Great
know
start.
where Ven was when he
Mhm.
fucking teleported. Was in the Shadowfell, which uh or at least some version of it.
Yep.
Oh well. That's great.
Mm.
We love that for him.
Love it.
We love going to
Yeah. It is
dimension.
very fun to see that Max is involving so many of the other planes this time around. Because last campaign, we didn't really get into too many other realms.
We got into
But
the
this
Shadow
time,
Fell.
yeah, that was one. Name two more. We went to the
Sorry.
Nine Hells, and I think that's
Sorry.
it.
Did you not go to the Feywild?
Uh,
No, we never did.
Oh. Well,
just hell and Shadow Hell.
I mean, I'm assuming that
Yeah,
it's
The
very.
Tuesday campaign did. Yeah.
I mean, that's what's going on. Plus, like the Fey realm in the two campaigns, like the Feywild,
Mm.
the Shadowfell, and then the Nine Hells with the Tuesday, essentially.
Yeah.
Well, I
Well,
mean,
kind
not
of,
directly, but in the
but
yeah, indirectly, because
yeah,
we know that one of the demons is trapped in like the super hell
yeah,
layer of hell
Asmodeus.
or whatever.
Asmodeus.
Yeah.
Hello,
He is one of our goals, by the way, Robbie, in case you didn't know that. He's one of the
oh,
11.
we're killing Lucifer.
I
Great,
think. I think. That's how I
great.
understood it. I'm not
Cause
Every
sure if that's
single
what we're doing.
deadly sin. 7 deadly sins, 7 deaths. We got this, guys.
also,
Thankfully, I don't think we have to do that.
I mean, a bit of
hmm
Tuesday campaign stuff, but I just love that Alicia got involved with these people. It's like, oh my god, adventures, yay! Like, woo, like I get to do the basic adventure stuff.
Yeah.
And then, like, not
Uh-huh.
even a day later, it all goes to shit. And then he meets the other, what were they called? They were like bringers of light or
The
some
Life's
shit.
Echo.
The
The
Life's
Life's
Echo,
Echo.
and he was like, "You're telling me I could have been part of Life's Echo, but I got Chaos Chasers."
Seekers of Dreams.
Yeah,
To be
Missed
fair,
opportunity.
the other one would have been just as funny. Um,
he was so
to be
like,
fair, they also have
"Man,
weirdos. They also have weirdos. They have
who
what? They have
isn't a
two
weirdo in D
weird
and D?
guys.
Seriously.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, you can be an
Most
adventurer
of them
and
seem
not be
well.
Like
a
you're
little
you're
Weirdo seems
weird."
you're
normal.
telling me Cal is completely normal?
No.
Yeah, so
Nobody in that party is fucking normal. You have
No, no
Helen,
one, not a
who's
single
had
one.
freaky
Well, Oren.
smacks. Oren is like hyper devoted and like,
Mm-hmm.
rocks.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we have
yum.
Cal, who sells uh,
He's just
fantasy
Cal. He's
drugs in a
Cal.
video game. Um, please keep us safe, Twitch. And then we have fucking Alicia, who is autism core. Um, I
Yeah.
don't know what like spirit possessed me to be mean to Gil in that scene.
Yeah, that.
Alicia's just like, all
Mm.
right, you can
It
disintegrate me, but
worked
you don't have
out.
to be a rude bitch about it.
Bro, it worked out.
It
He
did,
respects you now. So
which
he
is the
he was
last
literally
thing I
just like, okay,
expected.
I like that. I like that. He literally went, I dig that. I it would have if he continues flirting with you now that Max has realized that
He
he
didn't
accidentally did that.
flirt.
No, I know that Max didn't intend for that, but like, it would be very funny. It would be very funny. You have to
It
admit that.
will go like this to Alicia over his head completely, like over a duck's back, just floop slides, because he does not
Mm-hmm,
get
mm-hmm.
flirting.
It would be so funny though.
The
It
autism.
would, yeah, he is very
Oh.
like unaware of social cues, let
Yo,
alone
yeah.
flirting. Unless you tell him straight to his face, "I am in love with you," he will just not no comprende.
Poor Gil, he's got his work cut off for him.
Oh my god, yeah,
Yo,
he does.
you know that
Also,
Alicia
hold on,
has
wait.
another person.
Wait,
I
question,
know,
question,
I know, I
question.
know.
So, just for us three, are we abandoning the idea that Gil and Fennel were lovers? Are we abandoning that, or is that still a possibility? Do we think? 'Cause I
I
think
really
that.
don't know.
I don't
It's the
know.
thing
It's
is,
a crack ship of
the way
mine,
he
you
was
know.
talking about him wasn't really. It wasn't the vibe.
Yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't filled with like emotional spite. It felt
Yeah,
more
yeah,
like
Yeah.
just
yeah.
like this fucking
Maybe,
guy,
maybe
this
it's
random
just,
ass guy.
maybe it's just Frey's terrible acting.
Why?
I don't mean that. I don't mean that, Frey. I'm kidding. Your acting is incredible.
No,
Unbelievable.
it seemed more like maybe they were business partners or something. Maybe they worked together.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
they stole shit together. Maybe they grew up together. Who knows? But
Yeah.
I'm starting to doubt it was romantic. It was a nice theory,
It
Yeah.
was,
but
and it
I
was
There's
don't
very
still
know.
a chance to
entertaining for
change
a
it,
very long
Frey. I'm just
time.
saying. There's still a chance to
Yeah.
Yeah,
retcon
Bray.
it. It would be
You could
really
just say they
funny.
kissed once, and we'll be satisfied.
And also,
Don't
it
even
would
need to
be
do
funny if
anything
if
else.
it happened like maybe it was one sided. Maybe Gil
Mm.
had feelings for Finette for I have to remember his actual name at some point, don't I?
Hurley Swirly. What's his name?
Holy
Hurley.
Swell.
swirly! It is
It's Helly
not.
Swell. It's Helly Swell Sealock.
Heli Swell.
I wrote
Helly
it
Heli
swell,
down.
Swell.
Helly swell.
Let's just nickname him Heli. I like okay, Heli.
No,
Oh.
I'm
I
gonna
swear to
write down
God,
Heli.
if Fennel tells his full name to the group, Thorne's gonna call him Hurley Swirly. I swear to God.
I'm gonna stick to Hallie. So what if Gil had feelings for Hallie, but they never talked about it. It was sort of a thing, but they
Oh
don't never
yeah,
acknowledged
unrequited.
it. And
Mhm.
then the betrayal happened, or whatever the fuck
Oh
happened with them
yeah.
that landed
If that
that
was
landed
true at all.
Hallie in prison.
Listen,
I
it
mean,
doesn't have to
it
be
was in prison.
canon. However, in game, we start a rumor just to piss Gil off. And you know what? We can convince him that Fennel was their love child. How? We don't
Wow,
know. We
yes,
don't
Oh
know.
yes,
yes, that would be so
yes,
funny. That would
yes.
be so
Okay,
You're a
funny.
okay.
deadbeat
We
dad,
gotta start
Gil.
writing it down. We gotta start writing it down. I
Okay, but
wonder.
from what we know about Gil, though, he would absolutely think that's funny. He would probably go along with it. He seems like the type of guy who would just go, okay, how
Now
much child
he's
support do I owe you?
and now he's like, I'm looking for my son, and it's like, looking to spend time or kill him. What's the deal?
Hmm.
I'm unsure if Gil wants to
uh,
actually like kill Fennel though. I think he just
I,
wants
I
to
don't
like
think so.
The thing is,
either
like, we don't know
imprison
what
him or punish
exactly
him.
happened between them other than that it was some sort of disagreement slash
Hmm.
fight in which
Yeah,
Fennel got arrested. Which I'm assuming
Yeah.
yeah.
Gil. Maybe they were like on a mission to do something, like a crime together, but then they got into a fight about probably something morals wise. And
Have
then Gil
you
left
Maybe.
him to get arrested.
maybe have you guys heard or watched the movie John Carter?
Nope.
Okay,
Mm-mm.
so
This is some
the
American.
whole no, it is because the whole it's the movie. So long story short, this guy is on the run from the police,
Mm-hmm.
but he goes into and it's like in a western, but he goes into this cave
Okay.
and he touches like an asteroid or something. I can't remember, and then he gets
Right.
transported to Mars. He gets
What?
transported to Mars. It's a real movie. I'm not fucking with you. But he gets transported to Mars. He spends time on Mars. When he comes back, like I think hundreds of years have passed or something like that.
Huh?
So that's what I thought of whenever he was like, "Yeah, I went to a cave for 20 years, and then when it came back, everything like or 20 years had passed, and I never knew it."
But also,
So I think
I,
hmm,
that it just could be a possibility.
he
Mars?
didn't explain
Yes, it's true.
how he got the. Is I'm assuming the piece of the Cortana Morto he found was in the said cave.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah,
I'm
Maybe,
yeah.
assuming that
but it
Cortana Immortal
also
has something to do with why that cave is the way it is.
yes, and it makes me think that Fennel, whenever he said I went into a cave and then came back and then 20 years had passed, it makes me think that he probably maybe had gone somewhere, but he didn't tell Ven.
I
You
don't
know,
think so because
Yeah, he
it's
seemed
just
very honest.
it's just a
I
theory.
don't
It's
think
just
he
a
would
theory.
lie in that moment.
Maybe
Yeah.
not, but I don't think
Like
he'd tell the whole truth. Maybe I
oh
don't
no,
know. I
no,
don't know.
he left some parts out. I also
Mhm.
think that
But I
like
don't think
there
it's
were
about the
certain bits
cave.
where he hesitated and stuff. Yeah, I also don't think that.
Mhm.
He seemed fairly honest about that because that was also the bit of the story that he really wanted to share with Ven because
Yes.
that was what related to the story that Ven shared with him.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that was the
It's
important
just a
bit,
theory
right?
because it just whenever I was thinking about it, like that sounds a lot like John Carter. And honestly, he probably never seen the movie, so I could just be spouting bullshit. I really don't know.
I mean, it's a
I really
trope,
don't know.
It's happened
Yeah.
in
Yeah,
multiple
yeah.
different media, so it's not like it's a nothing's original anymore. So, um,
Jesus, Robbie.
I mean, no, see, like
Also,
everything's
also,
been done already, so
Yeah.
it
Go
you
ahead,
know.
Leonie.
you know what he also revealed? He revealed that Del Mar is not like I
Oh
assumed it
yeah.
was just a name he thought up. I thought it was just a funny haha two fish puns, you know. But no, it's an actual name. And he also said that it's related to like a family of maybe royalty or at
No, no,
least
no.
rich
He
people.
it's a
So that's going to
noble
become a
family.
problem.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is
He
a
that's
took
going to
his
be a problem.
identity, like he is pretending to be Fennel Del
Uh-huh.
Mar.
That's
Like
going
that's
to
why
be a
he
and
got
that's
the
fucking problem.
positions and stuff. It is, but it's
Yeah?
also could be
well
used because we're going
yeah.
to go research the Relendier family. It would be good that
Mm,
for like that's why I said you and Fennel should go investigate because you two
mm, mm,
have
mm.
like a noble or slightly like the Yarrow
Well, the
family
problem
A
has like
rich.
value to their name, to their
well,
family
the
name.
problem that comes to
Yeah.
that if Fennel is like I'm Fennel Del Mar with the Del Mar family, blah blah blah, and then they start looking into it, and they talk to the Del Mar family, and the Del Mars are like, yeah, we haven't
Well,
seen that
I
motherfucker in
feel
years.
like
He's
they
The
would
thing
have
is,
already,
he has been doing that though.
has he? I
Yeah.
can't remember.
He's been
Okay.
pretending to like he got the job as the ambassador because of the name. I think there's just no family left of the Del Mars to confirm or
I
deny.
thought he said that
Yeah, maybe.
he and the governess made sort of
Mm.
alter that identity for him, and that's why he was a quote unquote ambassador because he's not a real ambassador.
Yeah,
It's
No,
just
I
yeah,
think it's
yeah.
him
That's
because of
how
the
I
being
understood it
noble
on
too.
command.
title. Because the Del Mar is a noble family.
Well, yes,
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it's he didn't get it because I'm saying that it's a fake identity. So none of it's real.
No, no, no.
The
It was a
The
real
Delmar
person.
Mm,
name
he was a real
is
person.
real.
No, but
The
Fennel
Delmar
Del
name is
Mar
real
is a real person. That's the person he pushed into the cave.
and killed.
Yeah, that's the guy
He's
who's
dead
dead.
now.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
nobody
he did.
knows.
He did. Yeah, but he's
What I'm
real. He's
saying,
real.
okay, no, listen. What I'm saying is I'm not the Fennel Delmar name and the Delmar line, that is real. And the ambassador title, that is real. But Fennel hit like, fucking Helly, he took that and it's like not real anymore. You know what I mean? It's like
I
if
think
it
I
were
know
a
what you
real
mean. You're
person,
saying it really confusingly, but
I
yeah.
know it was a real person. It's a real title, but they're using it to get him away from the sea, get him away from
Yeah.
Gil. It's an identity, so it's not
It's a
technically quote
stolen
unquote real.
identity.
Yes,
But like
so
it
it's not
is
Exactly.
quote
They-
unquote
it's
real.
still like I feel like at this point probably somebody from the Del Mar family would have said something because we know it's been at least a year of him running around.
Yeah,
Or maybe more. We're not sure.
Yeah.
But we know and like
But
it's been a
maybe
year.
maybe he's been sending letters. Maybe he's
yeah.
actively
Yeah,
He's been
been
it's
sending
pretending to
not
letters
be
to
this
the
guy.
governess. He's been sending letters to the
Well,
governess.
he
So
might also be sending letters to other people. We don't know that. He
at
might be sending
least
letters to
I think
his family
the
the entire time.
main problem will mostly be Gil finding out.
mhm, yeah.
Mm.
Um because I'm assuming he would have like keep, you know, what is that called? Like keep tabs on noble families in the Shvaki, and he wouldn't probably have heard about how Fennel Delmar looked like. And he recognized
Oh,
Fennel to
yeah.
look similar to
Oh,
Helly.
but then he knows.
Yeah,
But
he
then he
has to know.
knows because Diplor knows all our names,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah, but then I feel like he would
And
be
we know that
confused
Diplor's back with him.
because, well, I don't know how much Dippler is side because he
Yeah.
didn't seem
Yeah,
very
that's
fond
true.
of Gil.
We know he's not
But
on
he
our
did.
side.
I wonder
Well, he did have
why.
to give him something. Well, but Gil took back his de-aging thing, right? Diplor
Yeah.
looks
Yeah.
normal again. So, well, he's normal. So we have to we have to assume that he gave him something because otherwise Gil wouldn't have taken it back. He wouldn't have just gone, "Oh,
Yeah.
great! You say that you're going to work for me. You promise? A pinky
Mm-hmm.
promise? Good." He wouldn't have done that.
Unless
So
he
he
did the
must
Yeah.
have given
deal
him
thing with
something.
him too. Except he's not doing the
Yeah.
agent thing.
Mm,
He's letting him
There is
stay in
yeah,
the.
he's
definitely
not though. He's
there's
removed the
definitely a
condition.
deal between them. That is clear. We just don't know what the deal is and don't
Yeah.
know how much.
Yeah.
Y'all in the Tuesday group, y'all gotta work harder to find out what.
Oh,
Look, man, we're
well,
trying to get rid of
to
the fucking
see,
curse
he
ourselves,
ditched us.
so.
Also,
I know. I'm
we're
just giving
working
y'all
on
shit.
it.
I'm
Yeah,
just giving y'all
we
shit.
have
I'm
a
trying
demon to
to.
deal with, man. And also, you
Yep.
three in the Tuesday campaign need to catch up Alicia because he doesn't know what the fuck he's supposed to do, where the fuck we're going, who are we dealing with. He has no idea. He is clueless. He's just like, we're gonna fight a
I
god demon.
know.
Oh, okay, I guess. I don't know the rest
That
of the
is
details.
exactly that is exactly how Priya felt in the first campaign because she's like, oh, I'm gonna get out of retirement. I'm gonna go see the world again. And then it's like we're going to the first layer of hell, and she's like, what are we doing? Yeah, it's literally we're going to the first
We're
layer of hell,
killing an
and
orc.
we are taking down the person that you struggled to defeat 200 years
Yep.
later that
Yep. Yep.
killed
Yep.
your best friend. And so
Yep.
she's like, I guess I'm doing this now.
Yeah.
Robbie, I totally understand it. I understand you
I feel
100%.
like it's not like for me, out of character, I know what we're doing. In
Uh-huh.
character, Alicia has no idea what the fuck is going on. He has a lot of strong words
Well,
for Aiden Hassar, quote unquote Aiden Hassar. Um,
well, see, the problem is, I would love to explain it to you in character, but he Cal wouldn't. So I'm sitting here being like, is
I
any of the
know.
responsible people going to explain this shit, or am I gonna have to
It's
explain
what
this
my
shit in
character
Cal's
would do.
way?
Come on, Leonie, be
No,
better.
see, it is precisely what my character would do. That's the
It's
problem.
true.
If Cal can explain it, Cal can explain it. It won't make any
he
sense if Cal explains it, and he
he
will
doesn't
forget
want to.
50% of the important. No, he. Yes, he does want to. He wants. He
I'm
loves sharing. He loves sharing what he knows, but he shares stuff in a way that's confusing to others.
And you
So
know what's funny
it's
about that?
unhelpful.
So does Sienna, and then she gets out all of our personal shit. It's like you're not supposed to say anything.
Yep.
um I have a
Oh
question since
god.
we're on the Tuesday campaign, but
Mhm.
I know you already had your suspicions about Alicio. That he
Mhm.
has the like chronic illness, but now that it's kind of been
Mhm. Mhm.
revealed in character, I mean not to the party but to Gil, and his stance on it, like what did you think about that in the moment after?
Well, I already figured it as soon as Max at the end of the okay wait at the end of the part of that session when the whole de-aging thing happened and Max was like, yeah, your pain is like so much worse and you can barely get up. I was like, oh, so he's fucking dying then, is he? Good, that's fucked up.
He's not
And I
dying.
immediately texted Robbie and was like, I said, you're fucking dying. So when you then had that conversation with Gil about your illness question mark your curves whatever the fuck's going on with you
It's a
uh
condition. It's not. He's not dying though.
uh-huh. Okay, good, that's good. um yeah, I was just sitting there like
Uh oh,
Hmm?
we lost Leonie. No.
It's like the fucking
Uh,
Thanos snap.
Yeah, it is. It really like a delayed Thanos snap. We lose the audio first, and then we lose the visuals.
Oh, poor thing. Poor fucking thing.
Oh dear.
I cannot wait until she moves and gets hopefully better Wi-Fi.
Let's pray. You know.
Lord in heaven, help my friend. It
Hey,
worked. It
back.
worked.
Woo!
Jesus is alive.
Okay.
No, Robbie said say a
Interesting.
prayer. Robbie said say a prayer,
Uh-huh,
and then I
uh-huh.
did, and then you came
I
back.
did.
So you
Yeah,
did.
yeah, yeah. I answered the
Oh,
call.
I forget
Our
90% of this
angel.
shit I say.
You literally
Uh,
said it not even 2 seconds ago.
I know. My memory is not the greatest. I
Anyways,
never
Uh,
what
claim
were
it
you
to be.
saying?
You were
Oh
just going
boy.
mm-hmm,
I
mm-hmm, mm-hmm, and then because you were saying, yeah, you were
right.
listening as it was happening. The conversation between Jill and Elise.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. If Cal finds out, he's going to insist harder that Alicia like accepts help, because I know you're strong enough to deal with this by yourself, but just let me help you, stupid. Yeah,
Good
he's just
luck with
gonna.
that.
I don't know. Yeah, he's gonna try. We'll see where it goes.
Um, yeah, there's some aspects of Alicia that kind of are rearing its ugly head out. In some moments, a tiny bit, but I feel like if that happens, you'll see a bit. Yeah, some unresolved things. Some.
I feel like we all
Oh
do.
really?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Lots of secret. Lots of.
Lots of secrets.
So many
Love it.
secrets. Well, I honestly don't have that. I didn't give Sienna any, and then Max was like, "Here, more trauma," and I was like, "Ah, thanks."
Oh, thanks,
I
man.
guess these are my secrets now.
You know what I would like to do? I would like to make like a character that has like a super happy background,
Yeah.
like where like it's written in a way where none of the like NPCs or anything could be possibly turned evil, and see how
Mhm.
like Max would try to add in the the spice, the drama along the campaign. Give him a
I
challenge, you
mean,
know.
I mean, thing is, I intended to do that with Kel. I intended for Kel to just be
Oh
this chill
yeah.
dude who just gets into bullshit and it's funny, haha, he's a funny
Mhm,
dude.
mhm, mhm.
And then Max was like, "You realize people hate this guy, right?" And I was like,
Oh
"What do you
my
mean?
god.
What do you mean?" And then I read my backstory again and I was like, "Oh, oh, I see.
Ah,
Hmm.
yes.
Oh.
Peony.
Hmm. Oops."
You
Whoopsies.
know, I I will say I do have planned a very happy character.
Mhm,
But the
mhm.
only
Yeah,
reason she's
sure.
so happy is because she's unburdened because she is pure Fae and she doesn't understand a lot and doesn't get a lot, so she's just like happy as a fucking clam.
Blissfully ignorant.
Yes.
Nice.
And sometimes
Nice.
purposefully.
You know what? I choose not to understand this. I wish that were me, man. Unburden me
Oh
with
god.
the knowledge I have, please.
Oh.
Somebody has to unburden
But,
Max
but
with the trauma
also,
that I gave him.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like Nerky has the potential to be relatively trauma free. Like, that might just be because we've only had one session. Okay, Robbie's look is saying no. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha.
We're
That's just the
figuring it out.
impression I
You
got.
say that
Nerky
like,
was just a sweet little baby.
see, my players think that Max has infected me with evilness. They don't know I've
It
been
was
Ah,
evil
always
from the
there.
start. I did that
Yeah.
to Ven. I did the
Mhm.
backstory thing to
Mhm.
Ven.
oh,
You
I
think I
know,
won't do
I
it to you
know.
too? I'll do
You
it.
think I won't do it
I'll
again?
go. I
I'll do it
love
Okay,
again.
angst.
go
Well,
ruin the
I
sweet child, ruin the child.
listen. When you get
Sure.
hit with angst, and then two
Uh-huh.
sessions later you have wholesome. The wholesome hits so much harder when there was angst before it. You know, you
Exactly.
gotta have the
Okay.
balance. You gotta have both. Like, don't get me wrong. I
Mm-mm.
love
Okay.
me
Suddenly
my
I'm scared for my
Ghibli
character.
esque wholesome moments. But I do also love me my angst. Will I actively cry as my eyeliner just melts down as I draw angst? Yeah, but I still like it at the end.
This is what I said about sadist and masochism. Okay, we are all sadists and masochists. Okay, we love it. We can't get enough.
I hate to
Angst
admit
and
it, but it's
I
joys.
made
true.
Thorn's
We should
backstory.
stop
Okay.
exposing ourselves like, yeah, that no one is discussing that, Cassie.
Just
We all know. No one is discussing.
Max
I
is
love it.
just
I
taking
love
notes
the
like
twisted.
They love the trauma. Add more.
Okay, more. We're We're
Please
gonna
don't,
let's
please, Max, if
just
you're
put
watching this, don't add
multiply by
more.
10.
Don't add more. We have enough. It's enough,
I
please.
don't. Give me more.
But also, Robbie,
Yeah. Yes.
I made Nemeth eggs. The amount of eggs Nemeth has is good, is enough. He doesn't need more. He's got a
Dude,
good amount.
you're only
He doesn't
spurring them
need
on because they're gonna give you
more.
more.
I
It's just it's
mean,
D&D, girl.
if
Mm-hmm.
listen, I
Yeah.
look at the character when you send me, and I like when people write down flaws like character has, or like like
Mhm.
something that they're trying to overcome, like a fear or a flaw, or like under they want to, or the player wants the character to have a understanding of their world change throughout the campaign. I will ask them, my players, sometimes, like, where do you
Mm.
want to take this character? Like, is there something you would like for them to grow into as the campaign? So I can like work around it. They will give some suggestions and I'll twist it a little bit. So there's a little uh
Mhm.
I feel like it's interesting to give characters not necessarily always angst, but almost like reflections of
Mm.
themselves regarding that type of flaw, or somebody that they knew in their life. Like, I don't know, give me one of the characters from like Tuesday or Sunday. Not mine. Give me one.
Helen?
Fennel.
I oh, fuck. You give me the two characters I know least about. Fuck.
Fine. Kel.
Um, Cal, for example, if I were the DM, and I know that his flaw is he's very reckless and doesn't really think about his act or the consequence, maybe I would have a different character who is similar to him, and he also doesn't care about it. He's very reckless, but he gets somebody that is close to Cal hurt in his reckless action, where I feel like Cal would maybe be like, "Hey, what the fuck? You're being reckless. You hurt my friends." To maybe something that person considers funny and fun, but Cal doesn't consider funny and
Mm.
and then maybe there would be that moment of, "Oh shit, like I've been doing that."
Yeah.
Or
Mm-mm.
it could be a moment of maybe he does like something reckless, but it hurts not just the party members that can be healed and revived if necessary, but a neutral
But
party,
snails.
a party that wasn't involved. Snails, sure, but like, if imagine if he like in the crash killed a random kid, like,
Mm.
I feel like that would be like,
Robbie,
oh
that's evil. That is evil, Robbie.
Yeah, but like
I mean,
it's
consequences have
a it's a
actions, like,
moment. Yeah, it's a moment of character.
yeah, like
Like,
in my other IRL campaign that I have with my friends. Uh the first moment in the campaign where they realized, oh shit, our actions have consequences. I think I talked about this. They were planning to blow up a enemy
mm.
campsite thing, and I was thinking that they were gonna like warn the people that they befriended there to leave. They didn't.
Yeah.
And aftermath, like the
oh.
aftermath after they were celebrating that they did it, they saw the dead body of the one person that they found was kind of like a innocent bystander in the situation.
Mm.
They were dead because they didn't warn them. And especially because that campaign is very much about like corruption and how violence is, not that it's not always a solution, but war and fighting
Mhm.
do result in casualties. It's not a light
Yeah.
thing. Life is precious, that type of stuff.
Mhm.
It sometimes you gotta show players that their actions have consequences.
Absolutely. I
Like,
agree with that 100%. That's why that's why
oh,
I don't have oh, she's gone again.
we lost her.
That's why even though I say I have no regrets, I do regret a little bit because of what happened with Diplorm. But I take it. I take the brunt. That was all me. And fully, it was a fully 100% out of character moment. I
Yeah,
was just, I want, seriously,
I
seriously, it
know,
was
I
just like,
know. We
I just
gotta.
wanted to see if I could, and then I
You didn't.
couldn't, and
Yeah.
that's why you
From
always do things character.
Yeah. The engineer says, I wish
Yes, we
all bards
can.
very prosperous nat 20s when seducing that dragon. Keep it up, boys. Unfortunately,
Thanks.
we don't have any bards anymore.
We just lost ours.
Yeah, we just lost it.
Oh,
Not to a dragon,
don't say it
though.
like that. Don't say it
Uh,
like that.
He's
but we
okay.
thank
He's
you. We
alright.
thank you, our charisma casters. Thank you. Uh, but knowing Max, if we tried to seduce a dragon, it would,
He's gonna.
even with a
Yeah.
nat
I
20, it would
mean,
not end good for us.
no. See, from the dragons that we know exist in this world, that would be very funny. Because I can name at least 3 or 4 where Cassie would just be on the ground cringing to death.
Yes, I would. Yes, I would. Because they are both married. They are all married and have wonderful families. So nobody gets to do them.
What's that one
Oh.
meme where it's like, how old is your ride? Too old. Too old,
old
for
for you.
you.
She's
And
married.
and he's married. Stay away from my dad, guys. Stay away.
Seriously.
Uh,
Oh my
But we
god.
could try to do Spillane. That would be interesting.
No,
As far as we know, she
Fuck
doesn't
would
have a
seduce
partner.
Feline.
Leave that precious woman alone. You
honestly,
leave her alone.
you know what? You know what? Like Feline and Cortha give me. They don't give me like old married couple vibes. They give me like old lesbian and old gay man best friends vibes. I don't know
Yes.
why. They're like an iconic. They don't want to get married. They're just like, or maybe like two
Because-
platonic soulmates. You know,
No.
No, because the thing with
asexuals.
me, I was like, are they married? They have to be married.
No, but
They
they
have
feel
to be
like
more than friends.
platonic soulmates to me.
I mean, I guess so. Yeah.
like
but
they
I
got
feel
married
like
for tax purposes and that's it.
definitely 100%.
Also, Leonie, we
that's
don't
what
see your
happened.
cam, so I don't.
Yeah, your cam's
Yeah, I don't
fine.
know. I don't know. I'm just assume I'm laughing at everything you say. That's safe to
Oh.
say.
Yay!
Yay!
We're funny, Robbie.
It
We're
might just come
funny.
back. It might just come back
Yay!
at some point. Oh, Robbie, you might have to refresh. It sometimes does that
Oh,
when it is
right,
Wi-Fi.
right, right.
Max
Let me
just
do
automatically
that.
refreshes.
Let me do that for you. Hold on.
And let
It
me
did.
do that for you.
Oh, there you are.
Yay!
Ah, it's me.
Woo!
I
He's
assume because I'm
back.
not watching the stream.
Yes,
You're here. You're
You're
here.
here.
We got you.
You're with
Yay.
us. You're with us.
We got you.
Yay.
What were we talking about?
I don't know.
Old married couples.
Old
Yes,
gay
yeah,
Cortec
yeah.
and lesbian Feline.
Yeah, or like two asexual platonic soulmates that live
Yeah,
together
mhm.
type shit, you know?
Mhm.
I
Type shit,
hope
yeah, type
Max is watching this as we like butcher half of his
I
NPCs.
really do. I'm just
No,
expecting
because
one of him to DM us just being like, shut up, I hate you. Speaking of Max texting, shut up, I hate you. Robbie, do you remember when I showed you that image of the two fucking Monster High dolls? Where
Have
I
I
said,
sent you that, Leonie? Have I
oh no,
sent
we
you
haven't
that?
talked about it.
no.
We haven't talked about it.
Okay, okay.
Okay, no, hold on.
So
Let me explain.
no,
Please.
no. I discovered this.
I
All right,
am
I discovered
terrified.
this. All right. Do you
I have
know?
to explain
Do
the.
you know?
I explained the picture
Okay,
at least.
okay,
Okay, but
okay.
you
But
go.
hold on. I need to explain how this happened. Leonie, do you know Monster High, the show?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So I was scrolling through Instagram, and sometimes I get like Monster High like redesigns and art posts and stuff. And all of a sudden, I see like the old gen Monster High stuff with a character called Gil. Do you wanna see how he looks like?
Yes, please.
I hope you are ready. I don't
And
know how to
I
show
don't
this on
think I am.
stream.
I don't think I am.
can we send it in like the Twitch chat or no?
I don't think
Oh
so.
my god.
Okay.
Oh, wait, we can put it as a
And
story
I
on our
was
Instagram.
like- I was
Everybody go
like-
check out our Instagram.
There's
Oh,
no
yeah.
way. There's no way that his name is Gil and he looks like that. There's no
I
shot.
mean, it is the most obvious fish name, though. It's
Yeah,
the
to
most
be
obvious
fair, I
fish
think
name.
his full name is something different, like Gil Gilstar or
Gilgamesh?
something like that. It's not Gilgamesh. And then I sent
Well,
that to Cassie, and she left her ass, and then I sent it to a couple other people's, and then she sends me a
Okay.
fucking
No.
picture.
Hold on. Wait. No. I'll send it to her. So I sent this. I'll send it to you, Leonie. I sent this
Oh.
photo. It is of two, Monster High dolls that are, Gil. And I sent this picture with the caption Fennel and Gil before they broke up.
Oh, one of
I
my
want
best.
you to go.
I wish they could see what we're witnessing right now. Wait, hold on, let me try to get it up on the stream.
Just put it on the Instagram story. Go check
Oh
out
my
my
god.
Instagram.
Yes, yes.
Hold on,
Put
hold
put the
on.
picture. No, 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 no context. Put the picture that I sent to you, and just put it like the caption, like Fennel and Gil before they broke up, please.
Frey's gonna
And
kill
so,
us. We're
oh
like
yes,
we're like
absolutely.
making a false narrative that they were together. We're gaslighting the audience. Like we're gonna will
Well,
it into
okay.
existence at this point.
Yeah,
So the
yeah, we will.
point of
Like
the
Fennel will
story
be
is
like,
that
we didn't date, and Kiss gonna be like, how could you say that? I thought we had
he's your
something.
boyfriend.
I thought we dated.
So
Was
okay,
that not a date?
okay.
No.
So what happened is Ven and Max, or not Ven, sorry, Robbie and Max were in a voice chat together, and I sent that to Robbie, and then Max texted
Mhm,
me, "Gil deserves better,"
Yeah.
and I laughed my ass off. It was so funny. Oh my god. Because
mhm.
I had gone on my Safari or my fucking not my Safari, my Google to just like look up something, and then I was like, oh yeah, I had this looked up and I saw it. I like fucking dead eyed it. I was like, oh, this is amazing.
Like, oh. Max was so defeated when I
Yeah,
showed
such
him that. By the way, when I showed him like the Monster High thing, he was just like, "I hate you. I hate you guys."
I have no regrets
Just
at
kidding. He didn't
all.
say I hate you. He was just like, "Oh, I'm ruined. I'm ruined."
Yeah.
No, but
It was so
we love
so
Max. We love
funny.
Max.
Yes, Max, we love you, and we're sorry we make fun of literally everything you do.
What? No, we
We
don't.
don't make fun of everything. Just
I
as
do.
many, many bolds.
I do. And Max, I love you, man. You're great.
I hope he gives you a nightmare
No,
next
seriously,
session.
why is there so many
I
bolds? Why is
want
it always
that.
bolds? Even the beholder zombie
Yeah, why
thing,
can't we have a
technically a ball.
square? You know,
Yeah.
Minecraft. Damn
Don't
it.
flint and steel. Oh god,
Uh,
okay. What were we talking about?
do you guys want to do this or that thing for
Yes,
D&D
yes.
now? All
Yeah,
right.
sure. Let's do. I think
People
we've
in
covered
chat, feel
session
free
one.
to like comment on this too. These are not great because I had a total of 5 minutes to put them together. But the first one is do you prefer? I misspelled that. Hold on. Celestials or fiends?
Mm.
Okay, wait. Are we answering as our characters or
Yourself, like
as
your
ourselves?
player
Ourselves.
preference.
Okay.
Hmm. I'll go with Celestials. Because if you interact with a fiend, it's like you just know it never goes well, really.
Fair, fair. What about you, Leon?
I do quite enjoy interacting with fiends. Personally, like playing and backstory wise, I prefer Celestials because
Mm.
there's more like stuff like religious guild and all that fun stuff, sort of stuff.
Hell yeah.
But fiends, when you are role playing and you meet a fiend, there's so much fun you can have with that. And making pacts and stuff like that. So yeah, fiends when it comes to roleplay, celestials when it comes to backstory stuff.
Mm. That's very fair. I would say kind of similar. The like find fiends interesting, a little bit more for like lower level stuff. Let's say, while Celestia is like later on, like late game stuff.
Mm.
Um, because I don't know if you guys know about a Rakshasa. What a Rakshasa is like.
Yeah.
Well, one of the interesting traits it has is that its thumbs are always on the opposite side, like reversed essentially. So I think no matter which form it takes, you can always like there's a tell, which I find interesting. Because fiends have those like Also, like fiends are all about contracts and like lawful evils. They're not
Yes.
like always like pure evil as people imagined, and they're more like cunning and. I think pure evil is like undead.
Mm.
The next one is a bit of an interesting choice. It's around what kind of session you prefer, or like a downtime session, I guess. A beach episode or a shopping session.
Beach, 100%.
Yeah.
Because
Beach. I
Beach.
love beach.
as much as I do love shopping episodes, because I'm like, oh, I have things now. It's more of like with a beach episode, it's like because like shopping episodes, they take way longer than anybody expects. They like can take a whole session, you know. But
True.
a beach episode, it's just like silly little, and
Downtime
it
stuff.
kills me. Yeah, it kills me that I missed the fucking beach
I did.
episode
We deserve
that we
another one.
had.
We
We
deserve a
deserve
beach
another
Yeah,
one,
yeah, we
episode.
do. Yeah, we do.
100%,
Well,
100%.
Either
we
a
are at the coast
festival or a
again.
beach, like
Chasselas
one
is
of
also at
those.
the coast. We can go to the beach.
Yeah.
There has to be a beach somewhere around here.
Yeah, like we'll just forget about the we'll forget about the
Everything.
No,
factory and
after
yeah.
after we deal with that, we can
No,
take
we
a
need another
break.
break.
We are allowed to take a break.
Yeah, our
We
break
can do
in
that.
the jungle wasn't really a fucking break
Nope, it was
at
not a
It
break
took
all.
a
at all.
fucking pound. Not a break.
But
We fought a fucking
but
T-Rex. A two-headed one.
And we had to
but
go to the
I
chaos
think
realm.
I
Yeah.
think it was beneficial overall. So
Kind
Yeah.
of, as it was like a technically a break from the main plot stuff, but technically
hmm.
not. But
Well, we helped
yes.
out Feline, and
Yeah.
Thorn
Yeah.
found another person from the summer court. So
And we got Raph back, even though that would have probably
yes,
happened either way.
Hmm.
If as
yeah,
long as we stuck with Cherry. Um, you know.
Yeah. So, but I would
mhm.
still like for us to have like a
Beach episode. Yeah.
beach episode or like a downtime day, at least a day max, a
Mhm.
full day where nothing happens.
Mhm.
Like we could have a cute vanilla date thing, or like
Mhm.
celebrate somebody's birthday type thing, or
I
Yeah.
like a
I
little
have
cute
been
wholesome stuff.
I have been thinking that in session soon, Thorn's birthday might come up. So y'all have that to think about.
You have to give me a warning because I need a good gift, and I
Oh,
need to think
100%.
about that. I
Yeah,
need to
yeah.
actually think about that. So you have to give me a warning.
I'm only giving
Not
Leonie a
Sienna,
warning.
To
me.
be fair,
Yeah.
Yeah, I
consider
got you.
doing it maybe like because Ven's
I
gonna
have
need
a
to go
plan.
for at least a day, I'm assuming. So you guys will have a day
Yeah.
without Ven, to do stuff.
Mhm. Don't worry. I
I
I
mean,
won't do it
you're not
like
going
next
alone.
session.
I
Yeah.
don't know because it kind of felt like only one person was allowed to
Well, they can
go.
make room for a second person. Two people are not much larger than one.
We'll
They're
see.
Well,
giants.
Not not
you guys
not the
said Thorn
fact
doesn't
that
have to
it's
go, so Thorn's not
like
going.
not the thing of like of space. I think it's more of like how many people they're willing to let go, because
I
already
know.
Mm,
one person is like pushing it. Two people would be
mm.
And
like, all
Nevada's a
right,
fucking bitch, so.
Jesus
Oh yeah.
Christ,
Yeah.
guys, I have to
Oh.
go see her. You can't be mean to her. Like we need to kiss
No,
ass.
it's players being mean to her.
I
Thimra is
know.
a fucking can't say that on stream.
Yeah, probably, honestly, this time around I'm probably gonna adore her because she's gonna just be a badass. But last time.
Oh,
Okay.
don't get us
Okay,
fucking started.
before we go into
Yeah.
next
Yeah.
this or that. This one has something to like dream sequences essentially.
Oh, love.
So, do you prefer nightmare sequence that has some
Yes.
character backstory,
Yep.
or like weird premonitions of what's to come in the campaign plot-wise?
Nightmares.
Nightmare.
Oh, you
Nightmare.
fucking
Yes,
say this,
100%.
alright.
100%.
Alright.
Nightmare. We
Who am I
literally
even
just
asking?
talked
Who am I
about
even
it.
asking? Like,
We
alright,
literally just talked
alright.
about it.
Just fight me for
Sorry.
adding that in, you know. But
Sorry, Robbie.
It's
It's just
fine. I get it.
nightmares are cool, you know?
I kind of
Yeah.
do like the weird premonitions though, because especially if it's like surrounding my character and like it's some odd, vague
Mm.
omen, and it's like, what the fuck does this mean? This is gonna keep me up at night. Nightmare, sure, like angst, whatever, but like, what the fuck do you mean when the mushroom hits the left clock? The unicorn is gonna shit on my like what? You
Well,
know,
okay.
like
The thing is, the reason why I love nightmare sequences is because it shows you like what the character is afraid of. You know, it's
true.
that even if it's like a outspoken thing or it's like a secret, you know, it shows them that what they're thinking about, what horrors that they have in their head, you know, and what they're just so. I know
I
what you
know
thought I
you
said,
said
Robbie. Yeah.
horrors, but it really
No,
sounded like you said horrors.
yeah, no, I know. And I was thinking about saying something else because I'm like, they're gonna think I said whores.
No, but
No,
it
what?
really sounded like that by your
I know,
microphone.
I know. I got the new headset. That's
Oh,
sick.
Jesus Christ.
Anyways, I hate you guys.
Love
I don't.
you.
Love you too. But so that's why I love nightmare sequences. It's just like what the character's afraid of, and maybe even it shows like there's secrets that they have. You know,
Mm.
um, like Thorn could have a nightmare sequence where everybody's going to shit and she has to save somebody and she saves Fennel or Fennel betrays her or something like that, you know, where
Mm.
it shows that okay, maybe she actually does care for Fennel, but she never shows it because she thinks he's a piece of shit. Stuff like that.
Jealousy. Okay, sure, that. Let's go with that.
Yeah.
It's jealousy, yeah. Um
I found
but
it. You
that's
just
why I love
reminded
it.
me of something that happened last. Cause they went. Not. It wasn't an argument. It was more like a hit of the moment thing with Van and Thorn.
Oh yeah.
When the whole Hunter thing was happening, where he was kind of having a bit of a meltdown.
Mhm.
Um,
Mm,
and Thorn tried to get Ven to like back away. And Ven was like, no. Uh, and he might have been a bit harsh because like Thorn had just died. He had to revive her. He wanted
Yeah.
to like, hey, stand back. I literally just revived you. I don't want to do that again. That was fucking terrifying. Uh, like I want to keep you safe. I he was very overwhelmed in the moment, and he
Yeah.
couldn't have another person like worrying about another person when he's trying to worry about calming down Hunter. Um, so
Mhm.
he might have like been a bit harsh, but I don't think he was unfair. But as you said, you can say what you said to me afterwards about Thor, because I found that
Well,
very funny.
yeah, cuz I had said that Thorn thinks she knows, uh, like when a person is about to lose their shit, you know, mentally. You know, she thinks she knows, dealing with two sides of a coin. You know, where it's like
How to deal with those
freaking out and all that
people.
shit. Yeah, and she really doesn't. Cause she can barely deal with it herself. You know, but she has
yeah.
somebody that, and she's had somebody that has helped her, right? But to her, there's a lot of like, all right, they're about to freak out. In this moment, you cannot save them. You know, you gotta make sacrifices, right? You gotta back away when, because if they explode and they hurt you, then they're gonna feel worse about themselves. You know, um, all that sort of thing. And she was also trying to keep Ven safe because she could see that Ven had just been fucking torn a new one. You know, so she's like, listen, man, I don't think we can help him in this situation.
Yeah, but for
But
Ven,
yeah,
yeah, in his mind, I don't think he understood the full like new oh my god, what's the word? Uh oh my god, I am thinking of a word, but it's another one, and I know that's not what I
can you
mean.
describe it? Can you describe?
Nuance. There we go.
Yes.
Like he didn't understand fully. He meant more like, oh, there's nothing we can do for him. Like kind of almost like giving up on a person, and that
Yeah.
kind of slightly hurt him because he wouldn't want someone to give up on him. Because people
Mm.
have
Yeah.
when he was in that position. Uh, I wouldn't say he was mad at Thorn. He was just more like, I'm not gonna like give up on him. He's not beyond helping.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's like the thing with Thorn. It's one to understand how it's like to go through
Right.
that thing, and then it's another thing to know how to help a said person going through, because not everything works, for everyone
Oh
the
yeah.
same way. And it's valid what she tried to do, obviously, and safe, but you know,
And another thing that I mean I haven't really talked about with Thorn is that with in terms of like helping people, her thing is like the best she can do to help is helping the people around her, the people that she is familiar with, right? And the people that she is familiar with that she's not near, she stays away from because danger can come to them easily. People she's around, she can try and fight it head on. But to Thorn, it's how like her, coming up, it has had to be survival of the fittest, right? And protect what is close to you. So that is how Thorn thinks about it all. She doesn't know Hunter. She knows that Hunter hurt Gildana. So she knows that he is capable of freaking out and doing that again,
to
right?
be fair, it's not like
So
he directly hurt Gildana. It was more like he accidentally set off the things that resulted in people. But I get what you mean.
yeah, but at the end of the day, it was him that did it, It's in her mind his fault that everything happened, you know?
I mean,
And that's how Thorn thinks of it.
it's an accident, but yeah, sure.
That's just how Thorn thinks of it. And so she's like, I'm gonna protect the people who are next to me. And the people who are not, they need to find help elsewhere.
Ooh.
That's how she thinks of it. Hmm.
Mm.
I mean,
I'm like,
I feel like that's something she could learn to overcome, because technically, if Sienna had that mindset, she wouldn't have helped.
oh yeah. Yeah, Thorn has just a very particular mindset that definitely could be changed.
I think she
Um,
has a very like almost like tunnel vision sometimes on uh
oh
keeping
yeah,
herself safe, like what kind of that survival instinct.
because she's she's done crazy shit to survive, and she's done unforgivable shit to survive. So she has a very certain mindset when it comes to other people and her friends, and she's not familiar with a sort of like kind of friendship and protecting of that, and like trust in other people as well. That comes very hard to her. So when a stranger, it's essentially to her with Hunter, when a stranger is freaking out, and there has been notes of him freaking out in the past and hurting people, Thorn is like, okay, I can't let him hurt my people, you know. So
I'm interested because that's interesting, because I thought that she would have more understanding for him, considering she's been in similar.
mhm.
Like, she could have
Yeah, it's
been the
mhm.
hunter in that situation. She could have um hurt the party in her like were tiger form before she had it caught. I thought she would maybe
And she
uh
she
but
almost
maybe it's
did in
something
their
yeah, in session
in
Oh
her
0.
hunt.
yeah. If you
So
hadn't rolled shit, you would have hit me multiple times
oh
in the
yeah, yeah,
session
yeah.
zero. Because
I
I
rolled
wasn't budging.
hot shit
uh
that session
Yeah, you
0.
rolled so badly.
but
It was so bad, but it was so
Good
good
for us.
too.
speaking of people who are good at comforting, I find it very interesting. Ben and Sienna have that thing in common of like being able to comfort others really well. With
Mm.
it's kind of like, I think they don't really try the "oh, don't worry about it, like all's well," like they try to get them happier thing. It's more of like a com- comforting presence,
Mm.
trying to make them feel safe rather than make them. But I feel like they still have a bit of a difference in how they do it, in a sense that maybe I don't know if Sienna's is a bit healthier, but I think it is coming from
It's
a healthier
healthier.
place.
It's healthier to other people, but not necessarily healthy to Sienna. Because you see the way she interacts with Thorn in terms of like, I need to help you, and so I'm going to disregard everything I feel about me at the moment. Correct me if I'm wrong, Leonie, but
Nope. Spot on.
yeah. See, and what's so hilarious is that Max does not understand the relationship at all. But
Oh no, he does. He does. He
he
knows
doesn't like
exactly
it.
what we're doing. No,
He
he
hates
loves
it.
it. No, he
I
loves it. That's
think,
the thing. He loves the drama of it.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong. way I see it, but like the difference between Sienna and Ven is Sienna is a lot more warm, let's say. Like she
Mhm.
provides that safety. She does have like healthy advice. She provides the comfort that is like leaning towards that. Like I love you. I want you to be safe. I want you to be happy. Like moving towards like essentially a better state.
Hmm.
Oh, thank you, Game Master Rick, for visiting and have a nice day and good luck with editing.
Thank
Thank you for
you.
joining us for a bit. Um, but yeah, she kind of has that like positive spin on it. In my mind,
Mhm.
when Ven is comforting someone, he is trying to make them feel safe and calm them down and all of that stuff. But it's more like in a sense of, um, I feel your pain and I'm gonna grieve with you. I'm gonna feel it out with you, to like a to
Hmm.
get to a more neutral
Mhm.
state almost, rather than going up a more positive note. Because I feel like he doesn't have the with children maybe, but like with other adults in similar
Mhm.
situations, he has a harder time reaching that more positive thing because he doesn't have that himself. Like he hasn't
Mhm.
experienced that himself yet, so he doesn't know how to get to that point. He doesn't have a good way of getting to it, so it's just more like, let's tough this out together type of thing. And Sienna does that too, but I feel like with her, it's more like, okay, let's shift towards
Mhm.
what's good right now.
Yep.
Thoughts?
Definitely. Like Sienna, even though Sienna and Ben both look to the positives, I feel like it kind of shifts to Sienna a bit more. Well, like you said, Robbie, is that Ben does not see, that. I'm phrasing this wrong. I know you just said it, but I'm
It's
phrasing it wrong.
like that example when he was comforting Thorn. It's more like, I won't let anything happen to you. I'm gonna keep you safe from Siren. Like I've got
Mhm.
you. Like you're safe right now. I don't think he could try to change that mindset of Thorns like in the long term towards a healthier
Yeah.
mindset. I don't think you could teach her, don't fear Siren because you can have a happier life. I feel like his
Mhm.
more leans towards, don't fear Siren because you're strong enough to take him down. You're like, we're strong enough. I can protect you. We can
Mhm.
protect you. It's more of on that side, which can sometimes lean into like unhealthy. Not
Yeah.
toxic, but like, you can't
Hmm.
deal with every problem like that.
Yeah.
It's more
What are
like
your
the
thoughts, Leonie?
external solution than the internal solution.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Leonie?
Leonie?
Yes, I agree.
Okay. No thoughts? Great. Next question.
No thoughts. I'm empty.
Awesome. Great, 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 great.
I
Even here.
really like psychoanalyzing character interactions and characters in general,
Mhm.
so uh, I don't get to talk about it for hours.
Oh,
But if you
yeah.
ever want my breakdown on your characters, what I think
You know
about
what? We should
them,
we should like just give you like mini episodes where you just go for 30 minutes and be like, "Okay, so this is
Yes.
what this," and
psychoanalysis of
then but it's just
characters. I
it's
have
just you,
no,
Robbie. It's just you.
I have
Nobody else is in the
Yes.
room.
I
Every
have
time,
no
an important
qualifications.
conversation happens, every time like important, like the Vanel moment last session, Robbie just makes an episode of their own and just goes, "Okay, so here's what this means.
So, and
Think of the
like the
implications."
Psychologically.
no, and you just have stick figures and like drawing cloud bubbles, and it's
You
just like
see,
really like
you're
fast and shitty.
joking, but my therapist does that with me. Like, all right, I'm gonna draw this out for you, you dumb bit. Like, no, I'm kidding. She doesn't say it like that. But she has had to pull out the share screen MS Paint. All right, this is you, this is them, type of shit. So, it helps to have
Good shit.
visuals.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
100%.
But I will talk about your character.
Give me 1 second to mute myself, guys. I think somebody's calling me, but you guys go ahead.
See, I
I
think
mean, you're always
Sienna's a
welcome to talk.
yeah, I think Sienna's a very underrated character.
Mm.
She has so
It's the
much
What
point.
happened?
depth to be explored.
What were we talking
let's just
about?
fucking talk about it so we can interact it in character, Leonie. Leonie.
That's the
What?
point. The point is
What's
that she
that?
doesn't
Oh.
talk about herself. She doesn't draw attention
Give
to herself.
hints in
That's the point.
character.
No,
Give
seriously, like
hints.
Oh,
sometimes it kills me. I'm just like, no, tell me everything, please, please, please.
no.
Ugh.
Well, to be fair, Ven has been meaning to ask Sienna how the family gathering went, considering
Oh,
what he
oh yeah,
saw.
that's been a while.
Yeah, he wants to
Yep.
ask. I hope they get some time together next session, which we might not have it this. More time together. Like, I feel
Yeah.
like Ven and Sienna are such like cute pairing friends.
And they were in the beginning because they were like spending time together, but then it just like
Yeah,
stopped.
Yeah,
yeah.
because
Also,
then drama happened.
two characters that I don't think interact enough is Sienna and Fennel. Like,
I don't think they've had
Yeah.
a single conversation. I don't think
I
they've
really
had
think
one
so. No,
conversation.
okay. They did. Wait. Did
Did they?
they? They
okay,
did
so last
when.
session,
Did they?
Yes, yes. You know when Fennel was coming to stay with Ven and Sienna was leaving, they did have a conversation technically, but they
yeah,
didn't have a deep
Okay, so
conversation. If that's
they
what you're
exchanged
asking.
words.
Yeah,
Great.
in a conversation with words. Technically.
and
Wow.
they kind of interacted last session because when Antonio was coming to the not last session, the session before that, when Antonio was coming to the circus, Sienna was drinking and then she like shoved it into Fennel's chest like, yeah, I can't have that.
Yep.
And
Yep.
then he did the sick fucking dexterity check and he didn't get his drop of
Yeah,
wine on
they've
him.
had they've talked to each other,
Mini
but have
interact.
they had a single personal conversation? I don't
Well,
think
this is what
so.
I'm saying.
I don't.
Let
I don't.
Ven go to the doctoral beer thing by himself so you guys
Mhm,
have
mhm,
time
mhm.
to talk, you know, like
Hmm.
have a
Right.
little trio thing. Um
Well, I think maybe if we split up like that, I think Thorn might stay at the circus. Because
yeah.
it would
Mhm.
it would be better just
She
because it's
can
the
go on a
scene
date
just
with
to
Gildana.
that's exactly what I'm thinking. But I was saying that uh I think it would Thorn would not be helpful in them being like, oh, we're looking at a house for Lindeer and we're being hoity toity and whatever, and we have to look at some I don't know. I don't
Except
think
the problem with
Thorn would
that,
not be helpful. That's what I'm
the
saying.
small problem with that is that Thorn just died yesterday. And I'm already shocked
Yeah.
Max let you leave with Gildana because I was like, Sienna is not leaving her fucking son. Okay.
Sienna's
Max's
cock
decision.
blocking.
Well, you know what? You know
Max's
what I
decision.
imagine?
I
You
think
know
he
what I imagine?
forgot.
No, no, no. Listen. You know what I imagine? I think Sienna realized, oh wait, Thorn's gone. I have to go look for her. She opened the door and then she was like, closed it. Like, nope. All right, I'll leave her to do
She didn't
that.
even
I'll
open
just
it. She just
leave
like
her
approached
alone.
it, heard what was inside. Like, you know what? It's fine.
You know what?
Good for her.
You know what? I'm
Good for
just gonna
these
talk to her in the morning.
these bitches gay. Good for them. Good for them.
No, I seriously think Sienna just she found out the hard way what was happening, and so
As
So
much
are
as
you
I love
making
that,
it canon that
no,
Sienna knows?
guys, as much as I love that you're making this funny,
Is that not
let's make it angsty instead.
Oh
oh
Sienna
no.
no,
went to look for
aw.
Thorn and then was like, oh no, no, she's being taken care of. Someone is making her not be sad.
Oh, does she want to have
She doesn't
sex
need
with
me right
Thorn? What the
now.
fuck do you
You
want?
know that's
No,
that
Well, then
no,
why?
that's what I'm
like
saying. That is not what I mean.
I know, but
Usually she's the one comforting Thorn after stuff like this.
Yeah, she sure is
Making sure
comforting
Thorn's
her,
alright.
alright.
no,
Oh my
and
fucking god.
okay, we're making okay,
Sister.
Leone,
Sorry.
we are
I'm
we're
sorry,
making
I'm
fun of you.
sorry.
It's okay. I understand what you meant, but it does come across as jealousy
Yeah, it
in that
does.
sense. You know what I
It
mean?
does.
It is
I
jealousy,
understand what
but
you mean.
not of them having sex.
Well, we understand. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We're just fucking with you.
We
We
are.
get it.
I know what you
I
meant,
get
don't
it.
worry.
Okay.
But
And
yeah.
just
Anyway.
But
she just Thorn's
go
gonna
ahead.
do something early in the morning, and then Sienna can just say like, "Hey, what's up? How are you feeling? You died. You good?"
Mm-hmm.
It'll be
Still
great.
not a single thank. No, I'm kidding. You don't have to thank me for that.
After the fucking shit that happened that night, he doesn't want to get near Ven. She's still
What
mad at
the
him.
fuck?
We literally just talked about it.
I don't think Ven and Thorn have had a single normal interaction.
Nope.
They've had
No,
Not at
not a
all.
interactions,
single one.
but every single time
It
it's
always
okay.
goes that way or that
Cassie,
way.
I am going to
There's
murder
always
you
been-
for this, by the way. Like Loki. No, not even Loki. High key. You know why?
Yeah.
Because every time outside of sessions, Cassie has been like, "Oh my god, ask Thorn, pressure her about talking about things, pressure talking about it." And the one time I did it, I get a message, "Oh my god, don't pressure her, she's gonna say it in her own time. Listen here, you son of a bitch, you hypocrite." Alright, I did as I was told, okay?
Listen,
I tried
I'm
to
not a
have
hypocrite.
Ben.
I'm
Yes,
not a
you are.
hypocrite. I'm
You
straight
are.
up
You
lying
are.
to you. I am lying to you. There's a difference between a hypocrite and lying to you. I'm lying to you, Robbie.
In which sense?
All of it. Don't trust a single word I say to you.
So do you want me to pressure her or not? What the fuck is your deal?
Okay, that 100% true. But I'm not gonna
Which
guarantee
part?
that you.
Which part? You're not being clear. Do you want me to pressure
Listen,
her? Yes or no?
Listen. Yes.
Okay,
But I'm
fucking
I'm
hell.
not going to guarantee she will give you an answer.
Well, fuck you then. The fuck is this effort for? You mean to tell me I have to build up trust over time? What kind of healthy bullshit is this? That's not how things work in D&D. We have two traumatic experiences, then we tell each other things.
Girl, take your
It's it.
fucking time, bro.
No! It's been,
Listen,
40
okay,
sessions.
listen. I God, we're about to reach 40 sessions. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
but I told this to Max, and I might have told this to you guys, but whenever I said I was building, whenever we were talking about Thorn, I was like,
Uh-huh.
I want this to go as long as I can. You know, I want to, and I know you roll your eyes, Robbie,
I
but
do, with a purpose. I hope you saw
well,
it.
no, because the thing is that it's kind of a literally a challenge on my part because you guys know how much I want to tell you shit. You know,
Uh-huh.
I
We
am
know.
literally like I am clawing and like banging at the
And
fucking
then
metal
I give
bars of
you
my
the
cave.
opportunity, and then you're like, no,
Well, no, because like here's the
no,
thing.
I don't want to talk about it. Fuck, like an
Yes,
emo teenager.
because it's literally as I said. I want to drag this out. I want to see how long I can
Okay,
keep
but
a
you don't have
secret,
to
pretty
like tell
much.
me everything, but she can like open up about how she's feeling at least. Fucking Christ. Don't fucking
She
Christ.
doesn't
I
know
don't
how to
think he would
do
like
that
that.
though. No, but I literally said like it's challenge on me to try and figure out actually who Thorn is, because even still, I don't know. I don't
Like,
know. Like,
and
I'm
this
still
is
figuring her out.
like Ven opened up to her in that moment too about stuff with Frederick.
Mhm.
Because she told him like, "Hey, you need to tell me things," and he wasn't doing it to get Thorn to talk about it. He was more like, "Hey,
This is
I'm
what's up.
trying to relate to you."
Mhm.
Um, but he got fuck all. He kind of feels like Thorn is, oh, that's not the right word. Stonewalling him, kind of.
Yeah, I can see that. Mhm.
Yeah, that checks out.
Because he has comforted her multiple times. Like he has.
Mhm.
When she was panicking after Diplor
Yep.
left,
Mm.
he like comforted her. He carried her as much as he
Mhm.
could back. In the cave, he comforted her as well. I believe there was one time also at the ship, if you remember. He
Was that at the
stayed up
beach? We were
with her.
picking
No, no,
flowers,
no, no, no.
or
I mean, he also then, but that was more of a
yeah,
conversation. But
yeah,
he, on the ship, the airship, there
yeah,
was a
yeah.
late night thing where she asked him to talk and he stayed and he tried to comfort.
Mhm.
I believe he also placed his
Oh,
coat
that was
over
early
her.
on, dang.
Yeah. So he's
Yeah.
been trying, but he feels like he's not making a lot of progress with her
And
because
Oh, great.
okay, so I'll give you the explanation straight up. Straight up is that in her mind, if she tells anybody anything relating to what happened, even just mentioning Siren, she feels like she is going to put them in danger.
yeah, I know that, but she
And
hasn't like emotionally opened up to him about anything. Like not just about the Siren stuff. Like
mhm,
she's not just the stuff that happened to her with Siren, but she hasn't
yeah,
talked about her family stuff. She hasn't talked about how she feels with her friendship with Sienna. Just things like she hasn't really like had a deeper conversation. The conversations they had before was like almost confrontations. For
mhm.
like when Thorn would approach Ben, the only kind of thing they had was right before she went to Fennel to tell him to go make a move on Ben.
Yeah.
And that was the only thing they had, but like then it's like back to like ground zero during the thing. So he's just kind of wondering like how do I approach this fucking teenager? Like, is this what
And
awaits
the
me
thing
with
is,
Mark like 15 years down the line? Fuck my life.
short answer, yes.
Well, no, because Mark is not going to be that traumatized.
Yeah.
So, no.
But yeah, I I can't even fucking defend myself. Yeah, it's such it is real trouble talking to Thorn. Anybody, doesn't matter who you are, um, because Thorn's just she's not the greatest person to talk to. She doesn't
Hmm?
understand sharing feelings. She doesn't understand like
I
she
mean,
doesn't get
group
it. You
therapy.
know, seriously.
All right,
Oh, we
everyone go in
Uh,
desperately need group
circle and
therapy.
say how they feel.
Oh,
Oh,
that
horrible.
would
Oh, you
that
too.
might
Oh,
work.
you too. Oh, everyone's feeling horrible.
it's
Great.
like, all right, everybody gets the talking stick. It gets to Thorn, and she just passes it. Like, no, Thorn, you need to say something. And she's like, whatever. And then she like is like, no, Thorn.
We need a mediator.
um. But
Yeah, and
yeah.
Sienna just starts taking over the therapist's job, and the therapist is just like, "No, Sienna, you're one of the patients. Sit back down in the circle. No, no, sit back down in the circle. Take the stick. Talk about yourself."
And don't
What is
talk
that?
about Thorn. Don't talk about
Okay,
Thorn. If
but
you say one more
Thorn
thing about
needs
Thorn,
to.
then you're kicked out of this group.
Oh, so Thorn.
Damn it. She found the loophole. Fuck.
Immediately checks out.
Uh, no, but
Oh my god.
the party needs to have more like uh full
Like
party
literally, like just
conversations,
yeah, cause it's just been like Thorn with Sienna, Thorn with Thordain, and then Thorn with Ven sometimes.
and then
And
Van
And
then
Fennel
also
and
Ben
then
and
Ven,
Fennel,
Fennel,
Van.
and those two,
yeah,
like isolated. It's just.
I mean,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
because to be fair, just by circumstance, sometimes they do happen
Yeah.
to be together, and Van
mm,
trusts him the most. He does trust
mm.
Yeah.
Sienna, but he's just like, man, she's got Thorn on her plate. Like,
I don't need
she
this.
don't need more. Like, I feel like I'm
And
just gonna like worry her, but she does
I des. Mm, go ahead.
like Sienna a lot. He thinks that she's
Okay.
a wonderful, like sees him a
Cause
little
she
bit of
is.
himself in her. He would love for her to meet Mark. I think Mark would love
Oh yeah,
Sienna. Um,
100%.
especially if
And,
does Sienna like bugs?
Uh, sure. She doesn't mind bugs.
Perfect. Don't
um,
worry about it.
I I really desperately want to have like Thorn and Ven, or not Thorn and Ven, Thorn and Fennel to have another conversation where it's chilled out, you know. And she actually, because when she went to go talk to Fennel, being like, "Go make a move with Ven," and he was like, "Oh well, what about
Oh,
this?"
no, that
It was
happened. That is not what
no,
you said. That is not how you said it. That was
I'm
inaccurate.
aware,
Stop having
I'm
eye sex
aware,
across the
and just have real sex.
and they still haven't.
No, nope, nope, no. But when she was going to confront him, like, "What are you so afraid of? Like, go make a move." I know I didn't. That didn't happen, and she didn't say it like that. But the problem came up when he started questioning her. And so I got flustered and because I was not
Mhm,
expecting it
mhm.
at all. And so and I Frey knew what he was doing in that conversation. He definitely did.
Oh
And
yeah,
kudos
absolutely.
to him. Kudos to him because he knew how to fuck Thorn up. um but genuinely I want another conversation between Thorn and Fennel that
Mm.
is genuinely just like a bit more chill because there's a lot of reasons why Thorn feels the way she does about Fennel. And it's like deep rooted shit, you know? Straight up
That's a
like
bit of a bias. But yeah.
but it's yeah, I would love for them to have another conversation. And Frey, if you're listening, please initiate because I won't.
Yeah, yeah.
Please.
I mean, again, that's why I'm like, okay, have Ven leave for the doctoral beer stuff, and then have
Mhm.
the
Mm.
three of you talk.
Mhm.
Uh, and with not with Sienna and fucking
Yeah.
Thorn going away, like legitimately
Oh, I
all
just
three of
imagine.
you have a conversation. I
I'm just
mean, like, hear me
imagining
out.
Lauren is standing in the corner, being silent, and Sienna and Finella just making small talk because they both have no idea what to talk about.
Hear me
And just
out.
be like,
Hear me out.
"So the
I'm giving you a
weather's great."
suggestion.
Yeah.
Giving you a
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
suggestion. What if Ben
I'm,
says he
I'm
wants
noting
to
it down.
go on a like a official first date with Fennel? It's like, oh, let me deal
Uh
with
huh.
like the doctoral beer stuff. I don't want to go on a date with that, like hanging on the back of my head.
Yes.
And then Sienna can help him with that.
Thing
Get a
is,
date.
for
Get
that,
a
you would
date. Get a
either
date
have to
together.
tell Fennel, "I want a first date after this," or Fennel would have to get the idea himself, and then either way,
Or
one of you would have to ask Sienna
No,
for help. But she
yeah,
isn't
yeah.
gonna
or
just
it
do that.
listen,
How
listen,
would
it
that
could just be
happen?
like
I feel like
Thorn trying to wingman again and just being like, dude, you need to go on a date with him.
no.
Like it needs to happen.
Ben will say to Fennel like, "Hey, I do want like go on a date before we
Okay,
go to
okay,
because
okay,
like
okay.
I don't want us to go fucking die in the factory without having gone on a single day.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
would fucking suck.
yeah. It would. Yeah.
Um, but um, maybe he would say in front of everyone because to be fair, they really haven't told the party officially that they're. I mean, it's
They
fucking
No.
haven't.
obvious, but
Mhm.
Yeah.
um,
I can't wait. I really can't wait until like, breakfast time during the session where they watch Thorn leave Gildana's room wearing one of her shirts and they just look at her like, "Huh. So what happened with you last night?" She's like, "I don't want to talk about it." And Gildana's just like,
me, I
"Yeah,
happened.
I happened." Yeah. Straight up.
Or
I
we
can't wait
asked
to
her
see
like,
the
"What did you do
reactions.
last night?" And Galen's like, "Me."
She will definitely say that shit. But I can't wait for the party's reaction to finding out.
I feel
I
like
I feel
Van will
like
be like, "What the my brain cannot process this information right now. Please dial back later."
Sienna's gonna have this little mix of emotions. Like at first, like, "Oh, yay, great, she,
Good for
had a
you.
good night, good for you." And then slight bit of like relief, yay, it wasn't like emotional stuff. Like they weren't like
Yeah,
she
they
got
weren't
through
having
it.
an emotional
And then
talk.
guilt because she's like, "Oh, that was a mean feeling. Why am I having mean feelings?"
I was
Yeah.
joking that
Yeah.
like Sienna's also first question would be like, "Did you use protection? Were you being safe?"
I hate,
And then
I hate what.
Cassie was like, "Why the fuck would they use protection? They're both lesbians." And I'm like, "Cassie, you dumb bitch."
You don't know what's in
No,
Gildana's pants.
I mean I
That's
do now.
true too.
Um,
But also,
Well,
secondly,
he has
you don't
mentioned.
use that protection just for
I was
fucking pregnancies.
I was joking. I know that.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
She's gonna try and. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah,
I can't wait. I can't wait.
very interesting. But there you
Anyways,
go.
back
That's
to our
something.
game. Back to the game we were playing.
Oh,
Oh
right.
yeah, this or that. Yeah, yeah. The one was, would you rather, do you prefer a city exploration or like nature?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Nature.
I Yeah, nature. um, yeah,
Yeah, like no explanations. Okay. Uh, this one's a
cities is
little.
too much. Nature is fine. You know.
Yeah, I get it. This one's a little puzzling. uh,
Okay.
do you prefer puzzles or riddles?
Oh, shut up. It's a little puzzling, this
Funny.
question.
I prefer riddles because puzzles I have a hard time imagining, especially if they're like if it's online and the DM is
Mhm.
just describing it. There's no visual. I'm sitting here like, what
Yeah,
the fuck are you talking about? Riddles easier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah. Um, I'd say I like riddles more, but if it's like in front of me and I get a puzzle, I'm just like, ooh, and my like ADHD activates, so I fucking hardwire my brain
I
to it.
do a lot of
Um,
like physical puzzles with my players. IRL.
mhm.
I do have some planned for Friday
Nice.
campaign. That has visuals.
Ooh.
But one of them
I like.
was you need to fold a paper in a certain way to reveal a message essentially. IRL. I
Mhm.
wouldn't do that online because you would have never figured this shit out.
No.
One of the times, my mom got me this box. I think she was in Cuba, and you need to hold it a certain way to open it.
Mm.
And she
Mm.
showed me how. And at one point, I told them that they got a box that they found it. I pulled it out of my pocket and I gave it to them. I said, "Open it."
How
It
long did
took
that
them
take?
20 minutes, and then I tried
Oh
to open it, and then
wow.
my hands were too sweaty, and I was like, "Mom, can you open it?" And then they got a secret
The
message inside.
Nice. I've
Yeah.
I've only ever used riddles I think one time, and the thing is that they were inside of a magical labyrinth that was completely created by magic. And so when it came for one of the riddles to be answered, one of the players just went, "Okay, I realize this is not the answer, but I would like to convince the labyrinth that it is indeed the correct
Oh
answer."
wow.
And then she rolled it. Then she rolled a nat 20, and I was sitting there like, "Okay, for fuck's sake, you convinced the wall." It was technically a magical entity, but I couldn't tell them that. So it's just like, fuck, fine.
You win. Shut up.
Yeah.
um, the next question is: do you prefer a physical, to like paper sheet, like a character sheet, or a digital character?
Mm. Mm.
Oh no, my
I'm
camera died.
physical.
Oh, there it is.
Okay.
I do like my physical character sheets, but the problem is that I have so few alive campaigns left that yeah, I mostly don't need them.
I
Yep.
I'd say electronic because like uh specifically like building it on D&D Beyond. I love that shit. I love just making character sheets where it basically just like does it for me, you know?
Click on picture,
Um
picture do thing.
No, that is not the fun. Swear to God.
I when I was learning D and D, they did
easier.
not give me the privilege of doing it digitally. They were like, "All right, we're doing this the good old fashioned
Yeah.
way," and I was like, "All right, I won't remember half of this shit, but good
No,
to
and
know."
that's I mean, I'm used to making like, you know, live character sheets and like actual ones, but I just prefer the I just prefer the digital. That's just me.
Yeah, that's fair. I feel like
And
sometimes they
also,
can be
Yeah.
easier to
I can't believe you
understand
used
for
the
new
fucking
players.
caveman
Oh
voice
yeah,
on me. Thank
absolutely.
you, Robbie.
Huh?
You were like, "Oh, middle button, go click," and then it doesn't. I was
Oh,
like, "Thanks.
that's me.
I feel great about that."
That's me, man. That's me. Um, the next one is kind of similar in nature. We have prefer digital dice or real dice.
Real,
Oh, real dice. Real
real
dice. Real
dice,
dice.
100%.
I never get to use them, but real dice.
So when we got to use them for the one shot with Jack, I was
Oh,
so fucking
yes.
ecstatic. I was just like, I can use these finally, because I don't. I only
Yeah.
buy dice. I only buy dice at like Comic Cons and conventions and stuff. I don't
Mm.
just like go to a dice shop and buy dice anymore because it's not worth my
Yeah, who
time.
does that?
See, I prefer what I do is I'll have one of my or like maybe two sets of dice as a DM. In my real like IRL games. And then to
Mm.
terrorize my players whenever I roll for damage, I ask for their dice. So they know exactly how much
Oh,
dice I'm taking from them, plus my two
oh
that
my
I have.
god.
So I'm like, okay, yeah, can I get five more d8s? And they're like,
Five.
five more. Why do you need five more d8s? Don't worry
That's
about it.
That's sick.
Yeah.
I love that.
Sick.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. Am I being called? I'm gonna assume that. This one I think would have been more interesting if we had some DMs in here. I mean, technically we do have you, Leonie, but do you prefer
What
playing or DMing?
I prefer playing because not just because I happen to play. I DM'd a one shot for my birthday like a few years ago. When COVID happened actually. Um, s- yeah, it was my 16th, my sweet 16. I brought everybody over for D&D, and then the call went out like, "Hey, coronavirus is a thing. Stay in your houses." So nobody came. It was very sad. But we did it online, and
Oh boy.
it was fun DMing. But I allowed a lot of shit I shouldn't have allowed, and so the players
You
were really
learn.
overpowered. Yeah, and I also learned I'm never gonna do that again. As fun as it was, because it was gonna turn into like a campaign and stuff. But then I was like, nah, it's just too much.
Mm.
Um, so I do like
Mm.
DMing, even though I've done it once. It's just I like I like being a player because it's less as predictable. I can have as many crackpot theories as I can, but at the end of the day,
Mm.
I'm not in charge of the story, which is what I like. You know.
Like going through the motions.
Oh yes, I love that.
What about you, Leonie?
This is a difficult question because I really love both. I really, really enjoy both. I haven't DM'd in quite a while. I started out as a DM because none of my friends wanted to. So I had to because otherwise we wouldn't have played.
Mm.
Um,
Real.
and then yeah, I think the first one I played in was no, Max's was the second. And so the last campaign we played with Max was the second campaign I ever played in, and the first one was with Anna, another one that's long over. And I rather DM or do I rather play? I don't know. I love both. I really enjoy both. I don't know.
You can just say both. It's okay.
Okay, both. I love both. No, I just love
Very
this
fair.
game, I think.
Very
It's
fair.
such a great game. What about you, Robbie?
Me, I would say I like and dislike aspects of both. So kind of similar to Leonie. I
Mm-hmm.
like DMing because I like telling stories, and I like telling
Mm-hmm.
them with other people. And again, I like to psychoanalyze characters, so it's very fun to like think up of scenarios. I like to put in lore, and I'm not so like heavy on lore or like politics and stuff like that. That stuff doesn't interest me in D as much. But like
Mm-hmm.
seeing these characters develop different relationships with NPCs, seeing how they react to situations that I put them through, seeing them come up with fuck ass solutions that I never would have thought of, but it still somehow works. Uh, very very fun. I love coming up with um places and lore and puzzles and riddles and mysteries. I love mysteries in D&D. It's one of my favorite fucking. So expect that a lot in the Friday campaign. Lots of mysteries, lots of clues and riddles and putting things together. Um and I mean I started DMing because I had a few bad DMs and I was like I can fuck this shit. Like I can like there was such a good premise and then you ruined it. No, I'm kidding, but
Yeah.
partially not
Oh, I know
kidding.
that. I know that.
But I also like playing because I like interacting with other players. I like sticking with one character and getting to like work on them a lot, work their minds and in development and everything. And also the crackpot theory. And it's a bit more relaxing, obviously.
Yeah.
Especially when I do IRL games, sometimes it also includes, which don't get me wrong, I do love cooking for my friends, but also it does sometimes involve me making also lunch, and that's like
Mm-hmm.
there's just so many things I can do in one day,
Yeah.
organization wise, before wanna fucking punch a pillow. Not out of anger, but just like
Yeah.
overwhelmedness. I don't know if you guys have this, but if like a respirator is turned on
Mm-hmm.
for too long, I wanna. Shut up, you stupid fucking machine! You're annoying the shit out of. Anyway, Yeah, that's my answer. The last one I had was, do you prefer shorter campaigns or longer?
Longer. I prefer longer campaigns.
Yeah, same. Like, I don't need it to go over like 100, 150. That's a bit too much. But I also don't need it to be like 10 or less.
Yeah,
So, like, middle length? I like a good mid length.
makes sense. Makes sense.
What am I even talking about? Yeah, that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like the longer campaigns because I don't like one shots. That's just something because I put too much into like a character. What, Leonie? I've said this before.
I know, it still shocks me every time. I love one
it,
shot
it
so much. They're
and
so
like
fun.
nothing against one shots, nothing against people who do one shots. One shots are very fun. I did a one shot like I DM'd one. Um, it's just it doesn't give me. I like building characters, and one shots don't give me enough time. To
yeah.
do that. I want to build. I want to build a character in the world, and I want to learn about the world. And I want to learn about okay, why is this and that. I ask too many questions to be normal about a one shot, right? So because I'm so fucking crazy about characters and character creation, I can never get into one shots. And shorter campaigns, just no. I need so much lore, and I need to know what I can do in this world, and I want a full plot line,
This is,
however selfish that may be.
I guess, this is a similar reason as to why I don't like pre-made campaigns.
Mm.
Mm.
I dislike them. I am very much. I prefer homebrew.
Mhm.
There's just something about, like, especially Curse of Strahd. I know it's beloved, and I'm probably
Yeah,
gonna get so much shit for this. I fucking hate it. The whole fact of
I
like,
hate Curse of
oh,
Strahd.
you had a background? Well, fuck you, because you're getting
Mhm.
teleported to a place you've never been before, and none of the
Yeah,
NPCs that you knew are gonna be there, because fuck you and your character backstory. And of course, you can still make it interesting without any of the NPCs from your backstory showing up, but it's just so.
it's like it's getting
Eh.
isekai, and that's not really fun.
Yeah,
It's
I
fun to
hate
watch as an
isekai
anime, but
D&D
isekai
shit.
is not isekai. Yeah, it's not my cup of tea when it comes to like gaming.
Yeah, D&D you mean.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I think,
So yeah.
like, you would need to make a very specific character if you
Mhm.
want to enjoy an isekai story.
Yes.
I would have trouble with that. Especially, like, I've seen a few D&D campaigns where you, like, it's actual, like, isekai from modern world to D&D.
Mhm.
Not a fan. I don't think I could ever play in a campaign. That doesn't interest me. One,
Yeah.
again, I'm gonna get shit for this. I hate that in anime. I hate that genre. It's overused, overdone, and sometimes it's very.
Yep.
Most of the time, it's not very well done.
Yep.
It can be. It can be done very well. But
There
it's most of the
was
time it's copy paste.
Mhm.
So
There was a scene from an isekai. I didn't watch this, but I saw the clip, and I thought it was done very well because some dude got isekai'd, and then apparently another girl had gotten isekai'd in the same world with him, and she had a fucking mental breakdown, and she broke down. She was like, "I can never see my family again. I can't go back to the world that I knew before." And I was like, "Yeah, that's what any reasonable person would react if they got isekai'd."
yeah,
So like, it's like because imagine you're just being transported to a whole nother world. Like, you can't go back to your family. That's not
very off
a
topic.
great. Yeah, good.
I saw somebody say, and this is, people need to get off the internet. Somebody
Oh yeah.
said,
Mm-hmm.
well, technically, if you think about it, Narnia is an isekai.
No.
Shut up. Shut the fuck up. No, it is not. It
No.
is not an
It is.
isekai, you
They
dumb.
at the end of every movie they were able to go back. That's not isekai. If you're able to go back to the world, that's not isekai.
I mean, technically, Sword Art Online is isekai, but they are able to.
No, but it's like I don't consider Sword Art Online an isekai because
Fair
it's
enough.
literally just a game. It's a simulation. It's not real. Because if it's real and you can't go back to your home, if you can just like get out of it, then
I mean,
What's the
the
point? It's
thing
not an
was
Easter
that
egg.
they couldn't in the first season. I think they were stuck.
I never
Yeah,
watched it, and
yeah, it was.
I do
They
not
were
care for
basically stuck. They
horror.
couldn't leave where they would die.
Yeah.
Like you
No,
died. Like
I don't think they
They
couldn't
just
leave.
couldn't leave. They were like in a coma essentially. Well,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
the only thing I did see a one campaign, like I saw clips of it, like way back on TikTok or something. It was
Mm.
basically like a crack campaign, like a comedy
Mm.
campaign of
Yeah.
isekai people, where it's just like a bunch of queer people who got transported to like a fantasy land and now they're navigating. Which that's funny. I could maybe play in something
Yeah.
like that, but otherwise very serious. Eh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like
Yep, yeah, I
I
agree.
just can't get into short campaigns. I don't like it.
it's the same way like I don't like sci-fi mecha stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like
There's
Agree to
like
depends.
disagree.
If it's like magical girl sci-fi, I can
definitely
it
get
can
into that.
pass, okay? But like
Wait, no,
super
explain. What is magical girl sci-fi?
Shira.
Sailor Moon. Oh, She-Ra, yeah.
Who?
She-Ra. It's a Netflix.
Oh no.
Okay,
Okay,
for a second I thought you didn't
yeah,
know.
the
Like
princess.
that's
Yeah, no.
see that's kind of like a
I
combination of
understood.
fantasy and
Mm-hmm.
Sci-fi.
Yeah,
like sci-fi.
yeah,
Like
And
yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like that, great,
She-Ra.
love it.
Because She-Ra, it's all from
Mm-hmm.
He-Man, and that was like from the 80s and 90s, and I think even then it was done pretty well because it was just like fantasy mixed with sci-fi, and they were just like, yeah, we're doing whatever the fuck we want, and it's like, all right, go off.
Right.
But like things like Star Wars and like super mecha heavy machine, because usually the sci-fi things also gets very like mechanics heavy. I'm
Mhm.
just like that. I saw more than 3 numbers in one ability. Good
Yeah,
on people who can do that. I am fucking literate.
yeah,
I can
because
do that.
it in terms of like sci-fi specifically, because like talking about mecha, I can get on that shit. I love mecha stuff. That's pretty cool.
I know you
But
do too, Leonie. I know you do.
like Neon, Neon Genesis Evangelion, I kind of like that stuff. That stuff's great. But if it terms of sci-fi, it feels like there's just so much more to deal with and so much more to think about and so much. There's just so much more, and I just don't like it. I can never get into it because I have to keep track of so many things.
Yeah.
Like in Star Wars, they go to like whatever fucking planet, and one person speaks like 27 different languages. It's like, bro, how can you speak 27 different alien languages? It doesn't make
They
any
don't.
sense.
Overachiever.
They have a fucking translator. They don't. They have a.
No, but
Okay, doesn't matter.
you know what I mean though. It's like it's just
There's
there's
literal droid. There's literal droids that translate for you. And
And
yeah, okay,
but
okay.
yeah,
Mhm.
um,
actually that's what you sound
going
like.
away off of sci-fi
Yes,
stuff.
we are nerds. I'm
Um,
allowed to say objection. That's
I know.
literally
I'm
there
what we
has been
sorry.
do.
a guys.
Okay, what?
I wanted. I've been wanting to run either a one shot or like a mini campaign. With a different TTRPG system. I have a book for it actually.
Mhm.
I got it while I was in Barcelona. It's called Glitter Hearts. And
Mhm.
essentially the whole thing is like a magical girl here. I mean, magical person because it's
Fuck yeah.
and it's like, but it also has stuff like it can be like magical girl, but it also can like go into like Power Rangers. It
Mm.
has rules for like
Oh.
mecha suits and how they can combine. It's a lot less mechanics heavy. It's a lot more like role play. It goes by the Powered by the Apocalypse system. If you guys know that one,
Mhm.
it's not a
Mhm.
D20. It's 2D6
Mm.
essentially. So 6 and below is a failure. 7 to 9 is kind of like a success but with a drawback, and then
Mm.
10 plus is a success. But they have stuff like you can choose like the archetype that you are, and then you can choose like an element. I don't know if you can
Mm.
see, hold on. Like they have
Nope.
air,
Mm.
fire, water, lightning, dark, metal, stuff like that.
Mhm.
That you can choose, and I love me my shit. So
I will
um
say, to talk, because I was in like a
also
mini
just
sort of.
look at this
Uh, see, I if you did like a mini series of that, I'd join it in a fucking heartbeat. Cause that shit I love. If it's because for a bit of backstory, there was this similar sort of TTRPG called Kids on Bikes, where it's basically just fucking Stranger Things.
Yeah, yeah. There's
Um,
a similar. I've
Mm-mm.
seen the
mhm.
rules so far.
And I played that with a friend of mine IRL, and that was really fun. Like, cause I had this like punk girl named Amanda, I think, or no, her name is Amy. Oh, yes, 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 love that shit. But it was kids on bikes doing shit, and it was actually really fun, and I really enjoyed it. But if it's miniseries not related to fantasy, I could probably do it. You know,
Yeah.
because if it's a fantasy world, I go way too into it. But if it's like kids on bikes, something like that, I can create a small story and just do whatever.
I
You know.
think also this rule set has a thing that I kind of like, especially in this sort of setting. There's a
Mhm.
rule. I forgot what it's called. It's something skirt death, or essentially when your character reaches 0 hit points or when they're about to die. Um,
Mm.
you as a player have a choice of whether you want them to die or not.
Mm.
Um, in a sense, like you don't get scot off free. They don't just just not, but maybe instead of dying, they get kidnapped by the main villain or something
Mm.
else happens instead of the character dying. Because I understand that some people will not agree with me on this, but I don't like character death that much. Um,
Mm.
if it makes sense that they die in that um moment, sure.
Mm. And
But it's so
is that
unfulfilling when you've made a
yeah.
character with so much of the story left. You haven't gotten to explore them yet, especially if it's in a fight that doesn't really matter. Let's say,
Yeah.
even though I think in this sort of setting you shouldn't make fights that don't matter. Um,
Mhm.
it sucks because also it's taking away the agency from the player a little bit, and I feel like it should. I know death is their consequence, that people will say, but I think it will be a much more interesting if they get kidnapped by the villain,
Oh, yeah.
and that can be a rescue mission rather than them dying in a fight that doesn't really relate to them, and they didn't get to explore the rest of their character, and then they have to make a new one, and it's just, I don't know, I like that they added that in.
Yeah, and honestly, if we're being so for real, I would prefer that in a lot of D&D campaigns where even in ours, you could get the choice to be like, all right, you go to 0 hit points, you cannot die, you can don't have to roll death saves, and you can get kidnapped, or you can roll death saves up to you. I prefer that really because I think that would be a
I
fun
mean,
thing. But Max does whatever the fuck he wants. Dying is whatever.
well, the problem is that that would require the DM to have villains that will
Yeah,
just, on the drop of the dice, decide, oh, I'm gonna kidnap this guy instead
Well,
of
and I
kill
and I
that's
him.
get
like
that.
one of the
That's not
solutions,
really.
That's not the
Yeah.
only
Oh, okay,
one.
okay.
Like, I'm gonna try to find the exact ruling, but it's like something else happens to them essentially.
Mhm.
Mm.
Like maybe they lose something that is incredibly important to them.
Mm.
Uh could be a limb, could be, maybe they're like, if you're a cleric, maybe your connection to your deity gets severed because you
Mhm.
went into the afterlife for a second. You were under the domain of a death god if you weren't before, and your
Mhm.
connection is severed and you have to try to find it again. um Maybe your character has temporary amnesia and you have to find a way to get their memories back. Stuff like that, that I think could
Yeah.
be interesting if you don't want your character to die.
See, yeah, if I would
Mm.
But
love to
obviously,
play
it's
something like
honoring the,
that.
like, if you decide to jump of a
Yeah.
2,000 feet tall cliff, yes, you're going
You're
to
not gonna
fucking
get
die, you
amnesia.
you dumbass. Like,
Yeah.
if it happens mid fight, I cannot for the love of me find where this
It's
rule
okay.
is. But also, fun fact about this: you also get a magical little creature companion that you guys design as a group. And
Okay, yeah, I
and
definitely.
character dynamics matter because you can choose two out of the like one of the two
Mhm.
archetypes. One is a rivalry or a like friendly relationship with them. And based on that, some of the stats that you do as a team change because you can have moves that
Mhm.
you do together. So that's fun.
I genuinely, I'd kill to do a mini campaign like that. I know I said I don't, but like, I'd kill to do a mini campaign like that because that just sounds like so much fun and so like, just like genuinely like low stakes. You know what I mean? Just like a
Yeah,
fun little thing to
I would
do.
love to
Because
base
if
it off
it's
of
yeah,
like a series,
Power Rangers.
like well, I was going.
Well, I'm saying like if you mix Sailor Moon with Power Rangers,
Well,
I'd join.
listen, I didn't have Sailor Moon. I had Mermaid Melody, which was objectively cooler in my eyes because they were freaking mermaids, all right? And that was the one of the rare like magical girl animes where bad guys weren't defeated with violence. Nor were the
Mm.
bad guys technically weren't using violence to fight. Because at some
Technically,
point they did kind of summon a tsunami wave, which
killed a bunch of people.
no, it didn't. It was stopped.
Oh, they have little figurines. Wait, these are adorable. I had to look up Mermaid Melody because I was like, what the fuck is that? But oh no, these are so
I
cute.
played you one of the songs,
You did.
maybe,
Yeah,
from
I
one of
heard
the
it. Yeah.
You think?
characters.
I cool.
Um,
Just send it to her. Send it to
I
Leonie.
will, I
No,
But
will.
yeah,
all good, all good. You guys sent me a lot of shit. I don't remember.
well,
It's
I
okay. Looking
definitely
back
know.
on
I
it,
know the song.
the anime a little problematic. But which anime wasn't like at that time?
Yeah, in that
Early
during
two
that time, yeah,
thousands.
yeah,
Yeah, it was
They were
fucking.
14-year-olds. What do you
You had fucking
yeah.
mean?
Host Club on TV. Okay, I think there
Yeah,
was a lot of problematic stuff.
like Full Metal Alchemist shown to six
Hey,
year
wait,
olds. Even
wait, hold on.
Naruto. Like,
But
okay, I was
no, you have
6,
to agree that
alright.
the age, the age.
The
Like, what do
age,
you
yes.
mean you've shown me SpongeBob and then the next anime people are like sacrificing their limbs to bring that back their mom
Yeah.
and then it doesn't happen and they meet the god of
Mhm.
death or whatever the
Mhm.
fuck. Spoiler
Yeah.
alert.
Yeah.
They're bringing back his brother, and it wasn't the god of death. It was
Spoiler
actually the
alert!
truth in the world.
Whatever the
Spoiler
fuck,
alert!
man. Whatever the fuck.
It's
Listen,
fine. That's
alright.
really what happens.
Even Naruto was like, who the
Lovely.
fuck let us watch Naruto when we were
Oh
6?
yeah,
Yeah.
Bro
Yeah.
literally
you
turns
know,
into a naked woman in the first episode.
yeah,
What?
like you know how
Uh-huh.
much sexualizing that they did in those shows. That is not for kids. Not for kids
See,
at
at
all.
least in Mermaid Melody, there wasn't much sexualization. There was just a lot of like, um, how the fuck is this character 14 and not at least like a late high schooler? What the fuck is going on
Yeah, like
here?
it's.
In my head, they are 18. So,
Yep. I like how you're at least 18 years old.
old.
But I'm actually.
Actually,
I like
like
how
I'm
you're
at
at
least
least
18
18
years
years old.
old. Yeah. Mermaid Prism Power, I missed out. Yeah, essentially, their whole thing in Mermaid Melody was the seven seas, seven princesses of the like mermaid princesses of the sea who
Mhm.
all
What
have
Ariel?
not exactly, they aren't related.
No, I know. I was saying that I was a joke.
Yeah. Anyway, they aren't related. Well, two of them are, but whatever. And they all have these like little necklaces with like a little pearl inside. That gives them essentially magical singing powers, and they can turn into the little
Oh,
costumes. And they fought off the bad guys with songs. And the bad
nice.
guys also fight with songs. Fun fact about that show: one of the bad guys, well, two of them, I guess, but like they were a duo, were
Mhm.
a lesbian couple. Now, it
Oh.
is 2006 in Serbia,
Um.
and they dubbed it over.
Mhm.
And they censored it by making them sisters.
Oh.
However,
Oh.
Oh no,
however,
no.
in their own song of those bad guys. They are this close, like they're blushing. One of them holds the other one's ass, and they're this close to kissing. And you're like, was that really the best choice, guys? You censored gay with incest.
It's
Is
like
that really what you want to go
it's like
for?
for the Invincible in China, they censor the red blood with white, and so it looks like
Yep. Yep.
something else.
Yep.
Like if you look at clips, it's it's
It's
pretty
pretty funny.
bad. Cause
It's pretty
battle.
funny.
So
It's so funny.
there's a lion sort of thing called Battle Beast, and he licks blood off of his face. It doesn't look like blood. It doesn't look like blood at all. It looks
Nope.
like something else.
Not even a bit.
Yeah, that's crazy work. But yeah, we can totally like run a one shot or like a mini campaign at some point of Glitter Hearts.
If we okay, honestly, if we did that in the summer, I would be so like.
See, but it would
That's
have to
just
like who the fuck else would we convince? Because how are we gonna approach Max with alright,
No,
so
no,
hear
not
me
at all.
out.
No, Max
Not
is
at
Max
all.
would be
He's
down. Max
banned.
would 100%
That's
down.
I
the
need
problem.
him
Max,
to
that's the
bring
problem.
back Christopher Robin as a magical
No,
girl.
absolutely not. No, 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 no,
Yes,
no,
yes,
no, no,
no,
no,
that
no,
would be
no,
so fucking
no,
funny. That would be
no.
It
the
would
most
be.
hilarious shit
I
ever.
feel like, although I feel like Frey would be on board. I don't know.
Yeah, Frey would
Maybe,
also be
but
on board.
also I feel like
Thing
Frey
is,
wouldn't because
thing
of
is,
time.
thing is, I wouldn't be on board because I don't like magical girls. I don't like them.
I mean,
I've never got them.
Leonie, after
it
all this
can be
time
a
when we're talking about
combination.
magical girls,
Listen,
now you
Yeah, I
decide.
was sitting here
the
like
whole point is you don't have to be magical girl. You can be a
Uh-huh.
transformation hero essentially.
Okay.
So
Power Rangers.
yeah, it doesn't even have to be Power Rangers. It can be your own fucking Winx. You know, like I don't know. Anything
Uh-huh.
that like you
Uh-huh.
have your regular identity, your like normal human identity, and then you have your secret superhero identity essentially.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you choose your like
What's that?
regular archetype, and then you have your magical archetype, and then you have like which element of the
What was
magic you're
that
using.
short that came out? The magical girl one. Where she basically just
The
fucking crowbar
I
and
I
she's
don't
Oh,
wanna
fast
be a
that
and
one was
magical girl.
amazing. That one was fucking cool.
What was it
Yeah,
called?
I
That
don't
was
want to be
fucking
a
cool.
magical girl.
I
That's
don't
what it's
want to be.
called.
Yes. I love that. And is that
Yeah, that
was
was
that
so
just
cool.
like a fun thing, or is that like gonna be a series soon? Because if it's a series,
It
probably
was a
They're going
pilot,
to.
so
yeah.
Yeah, they're trying to get funding, I think.
I think
Okay, and I
they
think
already got a lot of.
they definitely did, because I think
Really?
like
Cool.
in the span of I think 2 days they had went over their goal. I think I
Yeah,
could be
I
wrong,
I think
but
they got a lot of support, which they should. Good for them.
God, I
oh,
hope.
definitely. It's
The
fucking
We
pilot was
love
so
funny.
indie
cool.
The image
animation.
of a magical girl just taking a fucking pipe, like a metal pipe, and just ping,
Crowbar.
ping, ping. That, you know what, that's
Oh,
gonna be my character for the
yeah.
miniseries.
The poor legs.
I just need to show you there
Legs.
are like pre-made villains here that you can use. And I need to show you art of one of them because Smash.
Yeah. Smash. Intensely
Smash.
smash.
Oh my god.
But yeah,
Beautiful.
if you like love magical girl transformation hero, vehicle heroes, whatever, buy the book. The creator's great. Very queer friendly
Not
too.
sponsored, by the way.
Yeah, not
Not
sponsored. This is
sponsored,
me
but
just like because I did
Not
when I was
sponsored.
making my TTRPG, which might also still come out. I don't know. I messaged them on Twitter, and they actually responded and read through the document I wrote, and they were like, "Good, like it's looking good. Like keep going." So
yay!
they're a really nice person, and
Hell
they're
yeah.
like really, queer friendly, and we love that. We need more of that in the space.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know if you guys know about the
That's
TTRPG Swords and Lesbians.
no.
It's thick. It's very.
Cool.
It's just swords and lesbians. Fantasy. I think it's
Who
high
said we were
fantasy.
gonna worry about it?
Anyway.
Okay.
I
Uh-huh.
didn't have any
I'm off to Google.
more. They it also has a really pretty.
I dropped
Very
my
very.
fucking fidget toy. Anyways.
Wait, the
We're talking about.
thirsty sword lesbians.
Oh yeah, that's the one. That's the one. I mixed up. Very
Anyways, do we
cool.
have any last questions for my game?
No, that's all I had. But we can talk still about.
Okay,
We have
I
about an hour
haven't.
left.
I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Oh boy. Okay. Cool. No.
Oh, what?
Go ahead.
Cool.
What?
No,
Say it
no, go
now.
I was
ahead.
gonna
Say
Go
say
it.
I'm
ahead. Go ahead.
tired, but if we have an hour left, then we have an hour.
Okay.
Look, if you
Well,
just
hold on.
want me for the next 45 minutes to go off about what I think about your characters, I will do.
Well, no, hold on, because I thought of this not necessarily just last night, but I've been thinking about this.
Mm-hmm.
I've had a theory.
Mm-hmm.
So
About?
Zuna, the planet where it's
Uh-huh.
about Zuna and about our world and about the Fey realm and the Summer Court.
Uh-huh. Okay, go
So
for it.
from what she had told us right off the bat, when Thorn was trying to, be friendly with Zuna, she had said that people with my symbol had like, were overlords, right? So it
Mm-hmm.
made me think like, oh, that's bad. But then it was sort of explained, and I watched the session where she explained a little bit, where she basically they don't have like gods essentially. They
Yeah.
have yeah, and so I started thinking, and then Wrath was like, yeah, the gods in the Summer Court have not gotten along, and the gods came here and they basically took over.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I started thinking like, okay, what if the gods from Zuna's world are actually our gods, and they came here just so they could stop what the Summer Court was going to do? Because maybe, like, what if the Summer Court, and just hear me out, what if the Summer Court was like getting, they were going to try and be overlords? Like, maybe Wrath is the big overlord in that other fucking
But I
world,
don't
you
think
know?
so, because he's the Carthaean immortal of this planet.
And I understand that.
And he is.
So yeah. It makes me think, because it's something interesting that I've been thinking about, because I don't think it's 100% off the table. It could not be like, necessarily Wrath, but I do think that the gods from that world came over to try and at least calm down the Summer Court and, keep it uh in check. And along with many other things.
Yeah.
Um so that's just a theory I had, and it could be wrong. It could be 100% wrong. It's just what I've been thinking about, because I don't think it's that outrageous of a theory. But I could be wrong.
Well,
So,
the only problem with that is that we
mhm.
sort of know both. Not one. We don't know this in the Sunday campaign, but Cassie knows
Uh,
this because of the last campaign, and Robbie
yeah.
knows this because of Tuesday. So I'm just gonna
And
say
honestly,
we
I
know
will
that
just
the
say
god.
I've forgotten a lot of it. So,
We
go
know
ahead.
that the gods that we know they aren't from this world. We know that our world did not have them originally. That our
Mhm.
world created beings to fight against them specifically, being the Kothaean immortals. So
Mhm.
our world had this parasite, the gods, that it fought against, and now they have a
Mhm.
balance. Whatever. Um, and from Tuesday, we know that the gods came here because they were running from something.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Meaning they didn't really come here with any goals. They just came here because they saw, oh, safety. They wanted a
Mhm.
safe place. They wanted a new place where they could fortune their image, which they did. So I'm not sure they had any goals in coming here. So maybe they also saw, oh, Summer Court is doing shit. Let's
But that's my
not
thing
do
of
that.
like,
Maybe.
is Summer Court connected to this planet? Because we know the Feywild is another plane of existence.
Mhm.
So how does that
Yeah.
work with other
That's
planets?
that's also what I'm fucking
Max has not
thinking,
explained
because
it.
well,
Because
it's like, yeah, the Fey realm is like it's a realm.
oh
It's
shit.
not necessarily tied to a certain planet or a certain thing. So
No.
I think that it could just access to anywhere. Maybe, I don't know.
Well,
It's weird.
also the thing is also that Zuna speaks a language none of us except for Fennel
Hmm.
understands,
Yeah.
which doesn't really make sense if she were from the same world the gods were from.
Yeah.
Because we know, mostly from the last campaign and also from Tuesday campaign where Orin has spoken to Moradin, that the gods speak our language and that we can understand them and they can understand
But to
us.
be fair, they could have
So either,
learned our
Yeah,
language.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
yeah,
But also,
true.
it's like
If
surely
we
the gods would
understood them
speak
in the
celestial.
flashback. We understood them in the flashback, but Max
Yeah, but that could
obviously
have been.
wouldn't have gotten stuff. Could have
Yeah.
been the
And
Quick Pots
also,
understanding them. Could have been
it's
Corel understanding them.
yeah, and the thing is that maybe Zuna doesn't have any answers or doesn't recognize them
To be fair,
because
also
it's
language
been like 5,000
develops.
years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like think of
Mm,
English just like 200 years ago versus now.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Imagine
Hear
what
ye, hear ye. Right?
5,000 years does to a language. So it could be that.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but then
And
Could
just
again,
like
be.
a culture as well.
I don't know if you watched the correct theory. But one of the things was we know that Zuna's son was still not like her biological child.
Okay, hold on.
The
Hold on.
celestial body. But we also
Yeah.
know that the that was my mistake. It wasn't the
It was the star.
faceless. It was the
Or
The Everlight.
no. The ship that we found was the
Yeah,
ship
the
that
Everlight.
oh,
no, because it
hold
wasn't
on.
the Everlight. It was the face. What the fuck are they called?
Sealers.
This the
Skin grafters.
skin grafters. Thank you.
Yeah, but that's the Everlight.
Do we know that for sure? I mean, I
Well,
that is
okay,
my
fine.
theory. That is my theory that they are working
Uh,
with the Everlight. Because they
yeah,
were
you're
described in
you're
very
correct.
similar ways. They were described as sterile, as very
Mhm.
light, very clean, like very almost like void of not
Mm-hmm.
emotion, but like void of
Wait. When the fuck did we get this description? When did
This
that
was.
happen?
I don't.
like when Everlight was mentioned, I think a few times by like Tarkotel and other
Yeah, the
people.
Everlight. I know that the Everlight is described like
When
that,
we
but
were in
when
the
did we get that
ship,
description of
it
the?
was described as very sterile, as very light, like
Yeah.
void of things. We know that Siren, who works with the Everlight, has this like a material that is like malleable and indestructible, but is not magical. And I think that was almost
Mm-hmm.
similarly
Yes.
the way the ship was described. So I
Yeah.
think
Yes.
there
And
that
also,
the Everlight is the cause of
Yeah.
what was happening on Zuna's planet rather than the gods
yes.
or see, I'm interested to see
Well,
how are the
the
fucking
Everlight
the
is
summer.
one of the gods.
Yes, but I feel like they're almost treated
So.
as a separate entity.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're half. They're demigod, so they're like an offspring of the gods. But they're still. It's still
Mm-hmm.
I
the same
guess.
family, you could say.
I mean, that's depend
But I
like
think.
which gods were the first one to arrive and which were born after their arrival.
Ah,
Because
Okay,
good
I
point.
so
think
Sahan.
Everlight was born after the gods arrived.
Oh yeah, way later, way
Yeah,
later.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
But I think this has been explained, or it could just be my theory of things. I think it was Sahanin and Morden. They created the pantheon.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
they
so
the
I
first two
I
were the
think they
first,
were the
and
But
they had
first.
the other gods. Yeah.
there are other gods who are not part of the pantheon that have also been there.
Yes.
We know
Yeah.
that the goddess,
Yeah, those were created
like,
by pure faith. But
yeah,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cronoris and Kamara,
Yep.
which are the two minor deities, are just there. They're like a fabric of
Yeah.
reality type of god. So like, why
I think
weren't they
Asta too.
affected
Yeah.
by like the balance with Corsair and Immortal things? There
Because
must be
they were
something.
created by the people
Yeah,
of
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Corthea.
yeah. That,
They were created by us.
so what
So
is
Mm-hmm.
it that these
there's no reason for
like?
Corthea to fight them.
Yes, but why did Corthan have to fight? Like, what was the like what caused it really? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I
And
mean, I think it's
it's
just a power imbalance. Like, something extremely
yeah.
powerful entered the world, the gods, and the world was like, you're a danger to everything that
Mm-hmm.
exists here. And because for the way I understood it from the multiple times Max has tried to explain it to me, um, the Cthulhu immortals have always been Korthayak. They've
Mm-hmm.
always
Yeah, yeah,
been
yeah.
there. And when the gods
Mm-hmm.
came, they awakened and,
Yeah.
Almost like a
fought.
like
And
planet's
also,
defense system almost.
yeah. Also, before the Cthulhu immortals ever awoke, there was the demons that had
Mm-hmm.
their
Yeah.
little skirmish where they eliminated all the quick pots on Korthayak. So, uh, yeah, so maybe the fight between the gods and the demons was also part of what caused them to awaken the immortals. Maybe.
It's very
I
So
don't know.
that
complicated. just
Okay,
how does the
so
summer
It's so
like
complicated.
I'm interested to see like where does the Feywild land in all of this, because is it part of Earth only, or does it appear in other planets?
mhm.
How
Good
does it
fucking
all
question.
work?
And like
Because
how
it's a pocket
is
dimension.
Wrath like is Wrath we know he's a Corthaean immortal. We know that he is
Yeah,
the calling, the wild. Does that mean he is the Feywild though? Because he said he was as soon as the
maybe.
first
Because
flower was born in the summer court, he was there
yeah, it's
to
also
protect him.
Yeah.
like do the Corthaean immortals extend to other realms
Yeah.
and other
Mm,
planes of existence?
yeah.
Because
Good
That
question.
okay, so I have an idea and this
or
sort of came out of
is a
nowhere, but
single one
like
connected to a singular plane? Like, what if a certain one is connected to the Hells? What if one is for Feywild? What if one is for
mhm.
Shadowfell? Stuff.
Or what if it's an offspring? Like Wrath is an offspring of one of the Corthaean immortals. Is that outrageous? Because
As far as I
if
know, they don't have that, but maybe, maybe.
Maybe,
because
maybe not like in
if
a
there's one
traditional sense,
Corthaean,
but yeah.
yeah, if there's one Corthaean immortal that is like the world, then would it be outrageous to say that Wrath is a quote unquote offspring, or it was sort of formed because if there is the world and there is a calling to the world, you know what I mean? And
Hmm.
if there is a Corthaean immortal that is the world, I don't know,
I'm
because
interested to find out what the other Christian immortals call themselves. Because why the name Wrath? That seems very specific.
yeah,
Because it's one
and
of the seven deadly sins.
well,
yeah,
he said that is just what people called him. He said that's not
yeah,
what he himself called him.
because
He said it's
when
not.
the
He didn't
summer
choose the
court
name.
when summer court came around, they were like, "That is our wrath. That is our protector. That is our anger. That is our that is our wrath." So he is the anger of the summer court because that's when the gods were like, "We're gonna come in and we're gonna fucking destroy you all," and they were like,
Well, again,
"Hey, go do
Cassie,
your shit."
that's not the gods, the demons.
No,
Yes, you're right.
no,
We
it
said this.
wasn't it
The
mentioned?
children of the gods,
The children of the gods mean the demons,
which I
Yeah.
thought should be the
because
angels.
Wrath mentioned the Shadow Hand keep, specifically the
Yes.
shadowy hand that reaches across the Fey realm. That's the thing
Hmm.
the Tuesday campaign visited in the
Yeah.
flashback, where we met all the demons. That's their stronghold, we
Yeah,
could
the
say, in the Fey
demons
realm.
want to kill specifically
The
Thorn's
Summer Court.
bloodline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Why? Why?
yeah,
Who the
Why the
that's the
Summer
thing.
Court?
knows?
Because they have beef with the gods.
Yeah,
I,
so in if
And Summer Court is friends with the Carthaean immortal who also don't like gods. So why are you essentially
yeah.
killing someone who could be your
hold
ally?
on, because like, what if the summer court, all the people of the summer court, what if they are just like just parts of Wrath? What if they are just parts of the Corthaean Immortal and they're not like necessarily a quote unquote people? They are people, but
I
it's just
mean,
like, what if they
it's
stem from him?
they are Aasimar fake technically, and Aasimars are
Yeah,
essentially
Hmm.
half angel, half
have yeah,
humanoid or
human
whatever. And I guess in this
or
sense, it's more half fae,
yeah,
half some godlike being, which could be a
yeah,
Carthaean immortal. You could all
yeah,
be
Yeah, could be.
fucking Wrath's children. I mean,
yeah, because
not literally, but of the
yeah, no, but
Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
what it would that's what would make the most sense, you know? Because let's say like okay,
Yeah,
fake
but this is
court
why I'm curious because Sienna's
mhm,
obviously like a celestial Aasimar,
mhm,
right?
as
What the
far as
fuck
we
is
know.
Ven? What type of Aasimar
He's
is
the
this
cosmos.
bitch?
We know.
Cosmos or something. Cosmos, probably.
My
Or maybe you have a
brain.
connection to Shadowfell.
That's what I was
That
Maybe
would
that's
be
thinking
gonna be a
because
insane.
thing.
Yeah.
Because
they said
your
they
parents met there.
they said
So
Mhm.
they what? Sorry. Oh, they went there.
your
Okay,
parents, they went to the Shadowfell. They fled to the
we
Shadowfell
said fled.
from
Okay,
Same
the
thing.
fled,
soothsaying
fled.
Nimbus. So
Got you.
yeah, fled.
Never mind. I heard something else.
What did you hear?
Nothing.
No, come on. You have to say it now.
Because they said they found something in the Shadowfell, which I'm
Mhm.
assuming is the fucking incomprehensible shit Leven
Yeah.
saw beneath the bramble forest
It's
or
not that
whatever.
big. I swear to God, if it's that big, it shouldn't
It
be.
can't. It can't be. It
It
can't
can't be.
be.
We killed it.
I more
We
assume it
yeah.
has something to do with Kamara, but
Wait,
surely.
who?
That would
The
hold on. That
goddess
would
of
be crazy
balance.
if
Right.
if you had something to do with the goddess of balance, and
I
then
mean, he already
Fennel had something
does.
to do with the god of time.
That was in the presentation if you watched it.
I am tired. I haven't
It
eaten.
was a
I
whole
have a headache.
slide dedicated to it. It was like,
I kind of just
Yeah.
like
what was
tapped
the
through it.
other
You
what
know, I'm
was the
kidding.
other god that was mentioned? God of time. Who has
Norris.
time fucky wucky powers? Fidel. Your honor,
Coronavirus.
they are gay.
No, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You said that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
But it's just
Cronoris
like.
is
Mhm.
canonically a cool dude, so there's that. You know, he's
Joe's
canonically
a
a
Yeah,
cool
good
yeah,
dude.
yeah.
Joe's a good follower then, I
He's a
guess.
homie. He's a homie.
Yeah, yeah,
One of
Nice.
the boys.
he's cool.
We love him.
Yeah, he had a pact with a previous player character in the last campaign, and yeah, he followed
That
through.
made him so pissed off.
Oh, it was so great. He was
It
so
was.
annoyed at it. It was
He
great.
was
And then
so
we met
mad.
his future self that had already like accepted the
And
deal,
he
and
just
it was
got
just
so much madder. Oh my god.
oh yeah,
Anyways.
good times.
But so that does alter my theory a bit of like the gods were from Zuna's world or whatever. Whatever world they were from, I think, and I still think it is Zuna's world. However, like that's
Well,
worked out
it's
with they.
space, so like, and we know
That
that
is
they've been
also
conquered by.
well. That ooh, fun thing,
Ooh,
fun thing.
okay,
As far
okay.
as we know, mostly with the knowledge from last campaign, to be fair. So if you don't want to hear this, Robbie, mute it. Don't listen. As
I'm
far
gonna
as we
forget it.
know, the world, as far as we know, the world the gods are from is not another planet, but like a
It's
parallel
another
dimension.
dimension, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a little. It's not a different planet. As far as we know, they step through a portal.
I
And
Well,
mean,
when we, in the last campaign, when we made contact with that world, we had to
that's what.
go do some extreme shit. We didn't have to go into a plane and fly
Mhm,
there. We had to do
mhm.
some extreme shit. So,
So
as far as we know,
I mean, it could be a different
not a
plane of
different planet.
existence instead of a different.
yeah.
No,
Because when you think
not really.
about it,
Okay.
We
I don't know how
can't.
Max rules the astral sea.
Oh, that's its own thing.
Okay.
And that where a certain dude lives, whose name shall not be named.
Okay.
Oh,
And he's sort
him.
of
Yeah.
yeah, him. And you
Yeah.
have to sort of go past him to get to the other world, right? So that's what we had to do. We had to go to him and be like, "Hey yo, I know you don't like us, but just let us just
The
quickly sneak
TA of
past."
We're cool with
astral
like two
sea.
of your sons, man. Can we just
Yeah,
hop
yeah.
along?
TSA of
And
the
we
astral
totally don't
sea.
have plans to kill the third one. We totally don't have plans to kill your third son.
No,
Not
we
at all.
still. No.
Yeah, it's shit like that.
Um,
We never did. We should have. We should have. We should have just tried.
we'll get to it. We'll get to it.
At some point.
Yeah.
But anyways, so dimension, whatever. Because when I say Zuna's from a different planet, I really do mean different, probably different
Yeah.
dimension. Because
Oh wait, you didn't say different dimension. Don't say
I
different
know,
planet.
but because whenever I think of different planet, to me, it's like other planets don't exist for Korthag. I know, like they do exist,
They
but it's
do.
to
That's the problem.
me, I know that's the problem. But to me, it's like our planet. Like you don't have fuckers coming from Saturn, and coming over here being like, whatever. I don't think of
It's
that.
not
Like
livable, but
nobody
alright.
lives. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's how I think of the other planets in the core Thayan, sort of system. Like they
I
don't have
mean,
people on them. There are no people there. That's what I think.
Well,
consider.
that's not true though. We know that they do.
This is more of a note than a theory or anything. If the gods did come from a parallel dimension, right? And we know that,
Yeah.
let's say, space in itself is infinite. How bad was the thing they were running from that they had to go to a different dimension to run away from it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Was it an
Yep.
alternative version of the Everlight? Maybe. Or something
Well,
worse.
we do
There's
know.
more
Or something
versions of the
worse.
Everlight than that is a
And
problem.
Alicia's gonna kill
We
all of
do
them.
know that the Everlight has quite the influence in the other world. We do
Yeah,
know that the
we
Knights
do.
of the Everlight are the ones reigning that. Well, again, this is sort of mostly last campaign knowledge, because we had a lot of contact with the other world in the last campaign, especially during the later stages.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the Knights of Everlight, the chosen ones of the Everlight, they are from all over the place. They can be from our world, they can be from other worlds,
I thought they were
from
from
other
different
dimensions even.
planes.
Yes, that's what I mean.
Hear
They
me
can be from
out.
everywhere.
We
Yes.
know that Siren is as old as fucking time, apparently. We know that he's the Everlight's
He's
follower.
yeah.
What if he's from the same place that the gods are from?
What if he's a knight of
Maybe possible.
the Everlight?
Oh, he
Because
might be. He might be.
I'm pretty sure he's a knight of the Everlight. I'm pretty sure that he's not just a
Most likely,
follower.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure he is either directly from the Everlight or a knight of the Everlight. It's just the question is how, because it makes me think like, what if he is the Everlight? You know what I mean? And that's
No.
I
No.
know that's not like I know that's like real far out. But it's like how has he stayed alive this long, and how has he gone unnoticed for this long? That's the
I
question.
I
mean,
don't think he's gone
there's so many
unnoticed.
immortal fucks
I think
running
he's
around.
gone unchecked for a long
Yeah.
time.
And it's also like it also there is the excuse of like we made him for this
Also, if he
campaign.
was
So
fucking the Everlight, I feel like he would have killed our asses by now. Also, we know
Yeah.
that the
yeah,
Oh
Everlight
yeah, absolutely.
is not allowed back into the world. Like, they've
Yeah.
been kept out by Tharizdun
yeah.
for a long,
Yeah,
long.
their dad is a bit pissed at them, so
Yeah.
They are in timeout.
Yep.
yeah.
But yeah, I have so many questions about Siren. It's a relief to know that all the shit that is happening with the summer court is not really like tied to Siren. That's kind of separate because
Mm.
it's
Yeah, to some
the
extent, yeah.
gods and demons technically. You know,
Yeah.
um,
But then,
and it makes me think like, why are the demons taking
technically,
them out? Like, do
one
they just
of
want more
the Everlight Knights
like?
is
Hmm?
is one of the Everlight Knights is from hell.
Well, that's a theory. We
Yeah.
don't have confirmation for that. We have a theory that
Yeah,
one of
one of
them
them. But
could
I
be
mean,
from the
most
hells.
fucking like wanna punch Everlight
Yeah,
in the
but
face.
as long as it's
That's
just
my
from the
goal.
hells, as long as it's just a being from the hells, that's not really an issue for either campaign. You
Yeah,
know,
I mean, that's what
because
I'm
the
saying. It might
demons
be
aren't
connected.
from the hells
Um,
stuff.
Listen, my goal
and
as
it's
Alicio is to see Everlight and punch him in the face.
Best
and the
of luck.
thing is, it's like
Uh,
Listen,
it's
I said it's a goal. I didn't say I would live the said goal. I wouldn't say I would live past it. One punch is all I ask for, okay? Just like one little, little undercut,
but
and then I
okay,
can
so
go.
listen, so it's just it's crazy because it's one thing if like okay they're the demons that are after the people from the summer court. It's one thing if they're
no.
like just expanding and just being like we need more territory, but they are being hunted like
Yeah.
straight up, and
Also, like, why
their grove is in danger.
is their blood special? Because we know it's been mentioned that their
That's
blood is
yeah. So
why?
that makes me think more like okay, what
Like,
if
what's so
we're
different
just
about them than other Fae?
well no listen that's
Mm.
what makes
But
me believe
also,
more. Hold on, wait, let me finish.
Mhm. Mhm.
For fuck's sake. It makes me think that the summer court is just literally directly tied to Wrath. That we
I
are
mean, that's
quote
kind of
unquote his
confirmed
children.
that
Well,
he's
no, because he
directly connected to the Summer Court.
no, yes, but I mean like the people of the summer court. It's that they are
Or
his
like
creations in a
descendants.
way.
Yeah,
Yes,
sort of.
because what makes me think that is that so he said that people started coming, right? So when the people came to the summer court, it makes me think that since they were in his domain, he made their children into ASMRs, and then that's how it spread.
My question is, I don't know if this has been explained, and I might have not written it down. Has it been explained why they all have like an affliction or a curse? Or something
no,
that happens
that's
to
what I
them?
wanted to say. Like, what's up with their curses? Why do they get cursed if they leave?
Or
What's going on
is
there?
it a curse?
Well,
Is it more
well,
like a feature? It's not about
that's what
guys,
Flora
it's a
called it.
feature.
Hmm. Well, yeah, because it makes me think like, what if it's just a thing that warriors of the Summer Court have, that they were meant to protect the grove.
Yeah, but
So
Florus isn't aggressive. Florus just sort of makes stuff grow, right? That's not
no,
aggressive.
Flora,
It's not
it's
for
aggressive to
warriors.
her body because it's like
Yeah,
literally
that's not very
out of
helpful
her
for
skin
warrior.
and veins, you know.
Yeah, that's
So
not exactly
it's
helpful.
literally part of her. I
Not
think
helpful,
also
exactly.
they said that there's a problem with the nature as well, that the nature is quote unquote taking over. Why is the nature taking over? If it's is it
Because it's
because
the
Wrath
sun.
has been with Thorn the entire time? It's because he's been away from the grove,
Maybe.
and that makes me think
On the
like,
other
do we
hand,
need to separate Thorn from
uh,
Wrath and make
no,
him
but
have like
see,
an actual form?
Max has a tendency to have beings like that not be entirely with a character. Like remember Ruin with Lazari in
Yeah,
the last campaign. It was never the entirety of the demigod Ruin. It was
yeah.
a part of it, and it could go back to the entity, but it was just a part of it. I think that's what's happening with Thorn and Wrath. Like you don't have the entire Cathine Immortal living in your
And
head. Like
also,
it's sort of you have a part of it, you
Also,
know?
what the fuck is the
yes,
horse?
what horse?
Oh, well that's a secret.
Wait, what horse are we
It's a
talking about?
secret.
The
The
one from
one
the
in your
Tuesday
fucking
campaign?
The
head,
horse!
bitch!
The
The one in
fucking
your head!
horse!
Oh,
You
oh,
cannot
that
tell
horse.
me. I swear
Hey,
to God. I swear.
Off
my
top. Oh wait, we have a
god.
question. Off topic, but
Oh,
how
okay.
strong are the Knights of Everlight compared to your characters currently? Are they the enemy or an ally? What does it
Well,
sound so cool? They are definitely the enemy, because the
They are the
Everlight
enemy.
is bad.
Because
well,
okay, so just to make
well.
this clear, the
They're
Everlight is not like Critical Role Everlight. It's different. It is
yeah,
way
it's
No,
different.
different.
no.
Very
That
different.
because that's what I was mistaken whenever I first joined. I'm like, guys, the Everlight is good, and they're like, oh, hold on, sit down. And
Let
it
me
was
tell
like,
you.
yeah. So the Everlight is a bad evil deity.
Well,
uh,
I feel
That
like it wouldn't
wants
call
to eat
itself
our world?
evil.
Question mark.
Wants to consume
Wants
it
to
in
eat our
its
world?
light, essentially.
Yeah. So it's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Not great. I mean, it's fucking Siren works for the Everlight, and he's
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah, Siren is Thorn's bad guy, and what a bad guy he is.
yeah,
He's a
they're.
very, very, very
I
bad
would say
guy.
they're high
also,
level enemies, right? Like, cause they've been around for a long,
Yes,
long,
they're
long
extremely
time.
definitely,
high.
100.
So, from the two actual confirmed Knights of the Everlight that we know of from the last campaign,
You know,
they're
Lordanic.
extremely powerful. Yes, exactly. We know Lodanix and we know Madame Lizil, who also happen to be two of the most powerful Knights of Everlight to ever
Okay,
exist.
okay. No, I didn't connect that. I never knew she was a knight of. Okay,
What? Cassidy! Now
Damn,
I'm
the
just
full
struggling
name
with my
coming
full
out.
name.
Jesus,
so
My
much
full
the
name.
full
Holy
time.
government
shit.
name.
Oh my gosh.
that was
No.
that
Okay.
was one of the biggest revelations we had. Like immediate, that was like basically it's immediately when you joined. The under Trustful, the big church where we saw the statues of the knights, and we were like, oh my god, Brazil, ba ba ba. I
Yeah,
remember that.
uh,
Okay, that's okay. It's
essentially,
okay. It's
I
okay.
wasn't
It's
paying
okay.
essentially, Rui,
attention.
It's
I
okay.
wasn't paying
It's
attention.
okay.
I'm sorry.
the Knights of Everlight are these individuals. Uh, some were
Puppy.
considered dead, but some not, who are essentially her representatives in
Yes.
different different planes of existence, kind
Yeah.
of, and they go do shit in her name. They're extremely powerful. I would say they're probably like something you deal with at level 12
20.
and up.
18. 18.
I'd say all the
Yeah,
knights are like level 20.
like
Level 20
maybe
straight is
at
level
like
20.
15 if you have a lot of help and preparation and like
Mhm,
a
mhm.
surprise attack chance, maybe.
But
But
even then,
If you
they've
it's
don't
been
have
tough.
the
like
real.
Lordanix was a powerful ruler
Oh yeah.
before,
Yeah,
like
he
one
was
of
the
the
king of Trust. He was the king of
yeah, he
Trustula.
was a
Yeah.
king, so fucking scary as
They
shit,
are
man. I had to
powerful
draw
and fake.
one. And now I regret calling him sexy. He's not sexy, he's fucking scary.
Wait, you have to draw Lodenic.
I
You
was
have a portrait
show
of Lodenix?
Yeah, I have a full body drawing of him. I sent it. I can show it to you.
Where?
Hold on.
Of
Yes.
Lodenix?
Yes, please.
Yeah, I think
We might
so.
have seen. Oh, hold on. Yes, we do know Lord. Yes. I think I. Yes, hold on.
I showed you
Like,
this. I
to
swear
be
I
fair,
did.
Cassie, this guy you get to forget he was there for the epilogue, and that's it. But still, it's not important.
I
I just
believe this is him.
because I thought Madame Lazille was like just a really powerful witch or like a hag. That's
I
what I
mean,
thought.
yeah. Oh, yeah, maybe. That might,
I think he
Thing
did
is,
confirm that that
that
was
might be
Lord
Lodanix. That might also be the Everlight.
No, it's not. It's not the Everlight. I
It's not?
believe Max confirmed that this was Lord.
Yeah.
Okay,
Wait, hold on.
cool.
I
Then
want to
that's
see.
not
Where is
not.
it?
Oh,
He
sure. I sent it
pictured
to like
him.
private child. I'll show it.
Oh, yeah, that checks out.
Just
He's
send it to our
intense.
group chat. Send it to our group
Ah,
chat. Like
it's
our wild
fine.
fucking group chat.
I
He's
text too
an
many people in
intense
between that. Here you go.
motherfucker. So what we know about Lizille is that she has
Golly.
3 children that are little bitches. No, okay, one of them is cool. 2 of them are cool. Well, no, one of them is cool.
There was a creature when
Um,
No,
Max was
no.
DMing that would send chills to all of you. I'm wondering if the Everlight Knights are going to be there like that. Probably. I
Yeah.
mean, we fucking faced kind of Thurston in Sunday campaign. Like,
no, we did not.
I mean,
No.
well, we
No.
were right there. He was watching us.
No.
Yeah. He was. But
He
No.
was there.
Yeah, he was there. He was not there though. He was
he
watching.
was
That's a different
there.
thing.
Yeah,
He was
alright.
not present.
He was
Yeah, Robbie, let's say it
watching
like this.
there.
His presence is usually accompanied with intelligence saving throws.
Alright,
Yeah.
Hal, I don't know what to tell you. There were 2 fucking eyes looking at me from space. The one
We're
Yeah,
not.
stared back.
We're
that's
not
two. That's not enough.
saying.
That's
We
not
are
enough.
not saying he wasn't there. He was there. You
I
interacted with him,
know!
yes, but you did not interact with him.
I am
No,
saying
no, he
this
is.
scary, equally scary,
Yeah.
still scary,
Still
Yeah,
guys.
he's
You
fucked
wanna
up.
go
He's
do
fucked up.
that because fucking Thorn chickened out, so suck my
Sorry. Give me one
Yeah, no,
second, guys.
he's
I'll be right
horrifying.
back.
He's fucking
one.
horrifying. Liar. So, okay. Yeah. So that Max has put this world filled with this world with way too many scary fuckers. Way too.
See, to be
fucking
fair,
many.
to me, humanoids are never going to be that scary. If that makes
Fair enough.
sense. Like,
Yeah, I guess.
to some extent, you still see like a humanoid, like your brain recognizes a human, you still kind of rationalize it in your brain. I am talking to a humanoid thing that has reason to some extent, probably. Is it true or not? Depends, but like your brain. But like, if I saw like some fucking, I don't know, gaseous form talking to me and threatening, I'd be like, you know what, homie? You don't even have flesh, and you're threatening me, and you're somehow alive. I'm good.
You don't even have flesh.
It's alright. You do what you want.
If I remember correctly, the last time Thurston actually appeared for us, he was just a cloud of millions of, if I remember correctly, butterflies. Like dark, shadowy butterflies, and just a gigantic amount. And yeah, and then he swallowed up the BBD we were fighting and left.
Yeah.
Good on
he
him.
just dipped.
Good on him.
After giving all of us the fright of our lives, because Max was just randomly like, oh yeah, now everybody intelligence saving throws, please. And I think all of us failed, except Nazari. And then that idiot picked the fight with God, fucking kid. Anyway,
He's a moron.
that was wild.
Yeah, I
Nazari,
mean,
by the way, was Ilya's former character, so.
I'm trying to think of the
Just-
scariest moment I've had as a player, like another campaign.
Oh, that was not the scariest moment. The scariest moment was after that, in the last campaign.
I don't think I've ever had like a truly scary moment. Not on the top of my head. I think usually when something was scary, it was less that the character itself was scary, but the situation was scary. Like maybe an NPC was this close to dying, or we were this close to getting found out, like mid trying to steal something in a fucking criminal auction type shit, it's usually the situation that's scary, not the presence of a single character.
I think
Mm.
scariest thing for that I can remember off the top of my head was when we had the villains reveal themselves all working together. That was
Yeah, but again, it's not the person that's scary in itself. The
oh yeah.
situation is scary that they're working
Yeah.
together. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
they themselves are not. You don't see them and go, like fucking hell, just because it's scary. Like Frederick
Yeah.
is powerful and that is scary, but he himself as a person isn't really scary to him. He's just
Mm.
infuriating and a little shit. And
Well, it's like
Yeah.
imagine meeting that person in real life, then they're scary. You know what I mean?
been there, done that. Anyways,
Whoa, okay. That's
just
something to
kidding.
unpack for later.
Just kidding, just kidding.
Also, just because I want to mention it, there are two. Just one that's more humorous than scary. Um, one of the last big battles that we had in the last campaign was like this essentially slave uprising thing against my personal BBG, I guess.
Mm.
My player dude. And
My
during
player
that
dude.
fight, there was an NPC, or at least there was an NPC in a cloak of armor that we hadn't seen used like that before.
Oh
And
yeah.
Max kept saying like, "Oh yeah, this voice sounds familiar to you." And I was like, "Max, what the fuck are you doing?" To me specifically. And then my Wi-Fi died, and then I came
Of
back to him
course.
saying, "Yeah, that's your husband." Huh? What? What the fuck? Turned out
Which
my
husband?
husband was involved in that. No, not which husband, thank God. My husband was involved in that fight, and that was scary as fuck. But more funny because my Wi-Fi died that second. Like during
Just
the
ready to
reveal, my
fully
Wi-Fi was
fuck
just
you
like,
over.
yeah,
You don't get the
it sucked.
reveal. No, but
It was such a cool
to
moment,
be
and
fair,
my
let's
Wi-Fi
say
just
I
died.
think the scariest thing to me right now is the Everlight
Oh yeah.
because it's almost like it's being treated as like a foreign concept to everyone.
Mm.
Mhm.
It's not humanized. We don't know anything about its personality. We just know what it does. And it almost feels like it's not even a person. It's not a machine, but
Yeah.
like a
It's a
thing,
creature. Yeah.
not even a
Mm.
creature because creature has the undertone of a beast or like a nature within it. This just feels like a thing, a virus,
Yeah.
like something spreading, something that shouldn't be the way it is. It's that like unknown aspect to it that's scary.
Yeah. What find really fascinating is that even though in the last campaign we had really intimate contact with both of its brothers, in very different ways, and I have a very good like I know those two. The Everlight is a complete mystery.
Hmm.
Like I just said, we have no idea what he's like, what he even looks like, what we can even
Even if
imagine him
it's a
as.
he.
It's no. We know that. We know that
Oh no,
Thurston only had sons. We know
I
that
was
bit.
kidding. I was joking.
Unless they came out as trans. Who knows? We are.
Good on them.
Yeah.
Fuck gender
Yeah.
roles.
No.
They got other things to
We
Yeah.
love
worry
it.
about.
Exactly.
We love it
But
when fucking people or when fucking deities want to destroy and eat the light of our entire world and eat our
see,
world. But hey, go off, trans queen.
I think
Yeah.
when you want to create like a scary, powerful thing, right? When you give them a reason that they're doing, and when like from the start it's clear why they're doing the thing they're doing, uh like they want to conquer the world, they want power, they want money. It's easy to like turn that fear into hatred. Like you understand why they're doing it, so like, oh fuck you, you're just power hungry, blah 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 blah
Yeah.
blah. When you don't know why they're doing so, when you don't know their intentions, I feel like it's a lot like, I don't know if the word scarier is right, but like you can't wrap your head around like, what are
Yeah.
you? Why are you doing this? Like why are you the way you are? Like what are you? Which is
That's
where the scare
why.
factor comes from.
This
Yeah,
is reminding
and
me of the fact that in the last campaign we never figured out why one of the PC's arch nemesis was killing him across all universes. We
oh
never
yeah,
bothered to find out. We just killed the dude, and then he was dead.
it slipped our mind. No,
Ah
but
We
shit. Wait,
never
bring it
figured it
back,
out.
bring it back.
No, we couldn't. We
well,
literally erased him from
yeah,
existence.
Oh shit.
yeah. So bye bye.
Yeah, like not we
Um,
didn't kill him. We erased him.
but that's what makes
As you do.
Siren so scary to me, you know? Because at first, whenever I first created Siren, I genuinely was like, it's just old man who's just disgusting and awful, and who just has way too much power and it can just get away with shit like this. And to me, that was like it's scary. It's less scary when it's like a ghost or a demon or whatever. It's less scary when that comes after you, but when it's like just a human, that is scary, to me. But
Mm.
then Max made him into this absolutely terrifying image of just he's been there since the dawn of our world.
And we don't know
You
what
know,
he is.
Yep.
no clue.
As far as
But
we know, he's
it
an
would make
alien.
sense. It would make sense that he is a knight of
Yeah, but like
the Everlight.
the
Yeah,
Knight of the Everlight can be any humanoid. We
yeah,
don't know
can be
what he
anything.
is. Like
Yeah.
we don't know what species he is. He just looks vaguely humanoid.
Human. Yeah.
Yeah. And
And
Diplor, who is old as fuck, does not know what he is. He's never seen something like him before.
right.
Uh, we have a
And he's also
question.
I'm so sorry, but
Yeah,
real
go
quick, I'm
on,
so
go on.
sorry. It also keeps going up our head. Diplor is from the Summer Court. He showed the symbol to Thorn that he had on his forehead.
Yeah. And
I
then you
When he was
told him to fuck off.
completely missed that. I
I
had
know it was
no
when
idea.
it was no, because
I mean,
I
we
keep
didn't
it
even know
keeps
that. Thorn
Yeah,
is
we
the only
don't
one
know
that
in
knows that.
character yet.
yeah, and it keeps getting fucking like blown over our fucking heads. Me specifically, because I remember it was in the cell
I need to write
when
that down.
yo, yeah, and I keep just fucking forgetting it. He is from the Summer Court, straight up. Because he took off his mask and he showed the symbol to Thorn she when he was basically like fucking blackmailing
What the
her.
fuck does that mean for his dream shit that we heard about then?
Exactly. So
Wait,
Remember
dreamscape?
last
fucking
thing with Helen when he had the conversation? Where he was
what
talking to her
conversation?
Yeah,
about.
he's been to the dreamscape. He's been there. But
That's not a normal thing you do.
I mean,
So
it's
like
all of it in this one. Thorn has been to the dreamscape.
Yeah, but
We've
it's
known,
not like
we've known.
she
Oh,
went there by
also
herself.
another
Cherry took
fucking
her
question.
there.
Another fucking
yeah,
question.
good point.
How could Wrath be in the fucking dreamscape? How could he be there if he
Well, he
didn't
was
die?
put there.
Okay,
Well, no,
before we go off the
the thing
rails.
they stabbed
Yes,
you with.
sorry.
Okay,
Mhm.
I don't want to keep throwing out the topic, but you'll make me want to know your favorite or memorable moment or fight in a campaign. First time catching a chit
We
chat
already
instead of a
fucking got.
campaign. God fucking damn it.
We already got. Yeah,
God damn it.
Thanos
All right,
now.
Cassie, you go first with your favorable.
Mhm. It looks like
Wait.
you have like somebody else is like holding your shoulder. Like, don't worry, it's okay. But it's just
Bap,
your own
bap, bap,
fucking
bap,
hand.
bap. No, but
What
your
was the question?
most favorable, memorable or favorite moment in the campaign, like a fight or
Okay.
anything.
There's a few memorable moments. At least for me,
Mm.
because there was one memorable moment for me
Mm-hmm.
that everybody else sort of like they couldn't focus on, because all a ton of shit was just happening. But there was a fight with there's like a big fight with this woman
Oh
like
shit.
oh no
No, we lost her on Discord too. No, oh, she's back.
No,
oh
no, I'm
no.
back. I'm back. I'm back.
Okay,
Okay,
okay. Oh,
sorry, we're moving on from the topic. You got cut off. Love you,
Okay, okay,
but
okay.
so it was during the fight with a woman named Furrow, something like that. What was
Yep.
her name, Leonie?
oh,
Furrow.
it's this first
Furrow.
campaign.
Furrow. Yeah.
First campaign,
Okay,
yes.
gotcha.
And then this is just one. I have another one after, but I basically was like toe to toe with her the entire fight, and I pretty much kept her attention. And there was even a moment where she headbutted me, and we both like fucking KO'd and like KO'd each other, and we both fucking fainted, which I thought was so funny.
Yep.
But I was super proud of that moment because I was like, I basically kept her right at my fucking feet. I was like, you're not going anywhere, cunt. And can I say that on
Just
Twitch? I don't know if I can. Um,
I think you
We've
can
been
say swear
cursing so
words.
much.
Yeah.
but like whatever. Um, so I was so proud of myself because I was able to like keep her with me, and I basically took down a lot of her health. But and no, like it's whatever now. But nobody cared. Everybody had their own shit to deal with, which is fine.
Yeah.
Like Furrow's done and dealt with, cool. But I was just like, Did you guys see what I did? I took
Mom,
her
mom,
down.
take the camera. Mom, get the camera.
Mom, I hit a clip. Get the camera. That was one memorable moment from the first campaign. Oh shit, there's two more. I just remembered.
Okay,
The
one. We'll be here forever.
Okay, the most memorable moment from that campaign is when Thorn and not Thorn. Whoops. What am I talking about? Is when
Priya.
Priya was teleported right into the Leviathan's den.
Oh yeah.
Was that it was so I have never seen Ilya laugh or smile so much during anything. Um, it was so much of just like taking the piss out of me. It's like
Yeah.
it's literally like Thorn's or not fuck. It's Priya's no good, very bad, terrible, awful day, like
Yeah,
wherever
it
that
was so
saying
great.
goes. It was fucking hilarious. My favorite
It
line
was.
from it, my favorite line is that this fucking massive like stone giant, no love. He's not a stone giant, he's like a ASMR, but he he comes up behind Priya and he's like, "And who are you?" And Priya's like, "Just leaving?" And then she tries to get the fuck out of there. It
Yeah.
was it was so funny,
Oh, it was
and
brilliant.
it spurred like a competition between Priya and Nolev where that really paid off nicely in the final battle.
Yeah.
Um, but it was fun. That was probably the most memorable moment of that entire campaign for me.
That was a pretty
Um,
great moment.
What
it
about
was
you,
it was pretty
Leonie?
fucking great.
Mm, uh,
This is any
one
campaign.
of the any campaign.
Yeah,
Okay,
any
I do
campaign.
also want to start with the last one because there's my one of my absolute favorite moments, and that was during a fight where it was already towards the end. Like, it was one of the I think the third or fourth last fight we had, so one of the really big ones. It was against this guy who. That's the guy where we never found out what his motivation was for going
Oh
after the
yeah.
PC.
Oh.
He was essentially this sort of he had this organization under his control that travels through the multiverse bullshit stuff. Anyway, so he had
Oh,
this
yeah.
he was cool, very powerful. And before the fight, Max gave us several magical items, one of which I had, which essentially was a bit metagamey because it made something not happen. So essentially I could use the item and one
Redcon.
action. Yes, exactly. It was a retcon button. One as soon as I used the item, one action wouldn't have happened, and
Uh-huh.
I kept it for at least half the fight. And then Max said the magic words. He casts a ninth level spell. He casts Time Stop. And I was like,
Press the button, press the button, press the
and
button.
then
Present.
but then, because Max is an asshole, he continues talking. He
Yep.
continues describing. He kills one player character. He kills the second NPC. He kills the next player character. He continues on during the entire time stop, which is, I think, a minute. So 10 rounds, 6 rounds, whatever, math. And he just keeps on describing what this guy does while no one else can move. And then he says the magic words, and you blink, and none of it ever happened.
Oh my god.
He's
So
such an ass.
evil.
And
Such an
also,
ass.
after that, obviously
Oh
the
yeah.
evil guy was staring at me, because the evil guy and I were the only people who remembered it ever happened.
I bet he was fucking
It was.
pissed.
Yeah, he was
Oh yeah.
happy with me
Oh
after
yeah.
that. I got focused for a bit after that, but thankfully, the other PCs distracted him after that, so I didn't die. Yay! That
That was
that was
Good job, Bobby.
thanks, man. That was planned, totally.
Yep. Coordinated.
Um is that the only moment? Do you have a second?
okay. So let me think. Let me think. I'm just gonna go for all three campaigns. I bet I have a favorite
Oh
moment for each
boy.
three. So
Oh, we
actually,
said
I'm gonna be a bit
two.
selfish with. Okay, fine. Then I'm not saying my favorite Sienna moment. There I would. I
What?
was gonna save the
Say it.
No,
story for
now you have
another.
to
Say it.
say it.
Say it.
Okay, okay, fine. Then Kel doesn't get one. That's also okay, because I have to be selfish and pick my character's moments. Because
It's fine.
So Sienna's my favorite moment of the Sunday campaign so far. I mean, there's been a lot of great moments. There's been so much cool shit going on, but I really still love that I'm still regretful that we didn't record session 0 because it was so cool. And I love that moment where Thorn turned into a were-tiger form for the first time, and Sienna just stood in between the were-tiger and the rest of the party, and was just like, no, you can't hurt her, and just ignoring the tiger attacking her, and it was just cinematic. And then the tiger turning back to Thorn, and Sienna in the river sitting with Thorn in her hands and just begging the party not to hurt her. Just
Simpler
perfection.
times.
Yes,
It,
back then, such nice drama, such nice
I,
angst. I love it.
a year ago,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that is a pretty good fucking moment.
it was.
Mm, so hard to pick only two, but
It is.
I won't say one for Alicia because I feel like he has had not enough time, or I haven't had enough time.
Mm.
Uh, give any of my like favorable. Oh my god! Oh my fucking god! Favorite or most memorable moment. Um, for Ven for like Sunday campaign. Hmm. I mean, there are few. It's the thing of like, what's my favorite character moment versus what is my favorite moment, like meta wise, if that makes sense. Because I am really proud when I remember a thing or like come up with a solution or something
Mm.
along those lines. If we were to combine those two, then I say my favorite moment. It's kind of not been addressed in character much, but rolling the 6 on the D100 to essentially save the party from Frederick, and
Yeah,
Yes.
everything that
that
happened
good.
afterwards, like
Yeah.
Raph dying, like the party teleporting back, Cherry joining us, all of that stuff.
Mm.
I think that entire like session was
Yes.
very very good because there's the in that same session there was the reveal of what happened to Ben to the rest of the
Yeah.
what
Mm.
Frederick did. Mm, and the fact that he was ready to take a hit, he was literally just like, "Fuck hey, um, his only hope was that like him saying stop would stop Frederick because he wants Ben, and he can't really have him blown to smithereens.
Yeah, that's a bit
So
complicated.
yeah, that would complicate things a bit.
Yeah.
Outside of these campaigns, I guess this is a favorite moment of my players rather than uh anything, was a conversation between a player character and
Oh, she's back.
hey, we got Leonie back. So remember the fiend cowboy person who was the first
Mm-hmm.
How
Mm-hmm.
could we
villain?
forget?
Darius, yes.
How could we?
Um, he was gone for a bit, and they thought he was dead, but he was stuck in the gun that they have kept them for a long
Yeah.
time, and they've been kind of on like frenemies with him after it was revealed that he was in the gun, and like they could only let him out when they would allow him to, essentially.
Mm.
Um, and there was one point when the character that killed him and him were kind of having a heart to heart conversation about it, and when he revealed that he didn't really choose to be the way he is, he was essentially forged to be a weapon, and he doesn't have an idea of how to be anything else other than that. Uh, and that, uh, he's not really, he's also kind of not a victim. He still had a choice in some things that he did, but has been kind of almost treated like an item or a weapon rather than a person. He doesn't know who he
Yeah.
is outside of being a weapon
Mm.
for people. He enjoys shooting his gun and killing things. It's a part of his nature, but it's not all he is. And it kind of related to a part of the character's backstory, reflected a bit on them and how they were treated. And they started to bond ever since that moment. Because that was the moment where it was revealed that that NPC has a little bit more to them than just a asshole, essentially, who likes to shoot his gun. It was very. They offered help. They offered to help him redeem himself.
Hmm.
Like, that's when they offered, because the main bad guy of that first big arc had a contract that he stole from a devil that's basically ownership of the gun. There are technically two guns, but one was broken. Um, and I believe that's when they decided, like, oh, we're not gonna keep the contract. We're gonna break it. We're gonna rip it apart. Very, very.
Good shit. Good shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
Also a
D&D is
moment I
fun.
feel like
Mm-hmm.
D&D is amazing. Also a moment I think I we have to mention during Jack's one shot during
Mm-hmm.
when we were all entering the scene essentially. The first time Frey opened his mouth and his accent,
Yeah,
mwah,
yeah,
I've
yeah.
never laughed that hard in a while. And then Max immediately following that up with his entrance of just
Yep.
slamming the door. It's just those two
Yep.
immediately after the other.
I
Perfection.
need them
So
if they
amazing.
ever end up in
So
a
funny.
campaign together to make like connected backstory characters. I
Honestly,
beg,
Yes.
okay.
please.
Yes.
This is why I hope. I really do. Even though I was joking before, I hope they join. If Robbie ever does it, the mini campaign where it's like the what was it, the glitter hearts.
Yeah.
I want them to have bonded characters in that because I think
I
that
need
would be
them to
so
be
funny if
like
they
two
were.
dude bros, like two gym bros.
I need them to be like rivals, you know. So it could
Rival
be
gym
rivals to lovers,
bros.
rival
Ooh.
Jimbos, but rivals to lovers. You know what?
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I see the
You get the
vision.
vision?
I see it.
Max, if you're listening, Max and Frey, please just indulge us this one
Please,
time.
please, 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 please.
Oh
It'd be
dear
so
God,
funny.
it would
Oh.
be. But I have a question for you guys because I don't know if this is a thing Max does, but I do it in my campaign. I'll explain. But is there like an overarching theme of campaigns, like
Friendship.
a message or like patterns of themes throughout?
Oh boy, he'd probably say yes.
Yeah.
But you don't
I
know.
don't
I
see a lot of them.
well,
No,
last
there
campaign
are
had a lot of
definitely.
the questioning gods and questioning order in general. That was a
mm,
lot that
mm.
theme last campaign.
Questioning authority.
Which seems to have carried. Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
Questioning
So
power, like,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
in all forms.
Um, but if you're talking about like in terms of like characters and stuff, I could see
And
it.
like
Yeah.
overall
Oh,
whole
okay.
campaign as a whole, like
Yeah. There's definitely. I don't know if it's different or changes because I've only, these are the two campaigns we've ever done, right? So I
mm.
don't know if it's his intention for all of it. I don't think it is. It probably is, and I'm stupid for not saying that. But we'll have to find out.
I mean, for my Greek myth inspired the IRL campaign, the overarching themes that I kind of wanted to go with was power corrupts. Corruption is a word in general. I think you can slap it on there and it fits pretty well.
Yeah.
History is written by its victors. Um, you know, we can always trust what was written.
Mm.
Uh, Industrialism, how it kills nature, etc., etc. Technology versus nature type of thing.
Very
Um,
woke of you, Robbie.
oh yeah, with my pronouns and blue hair, who would have guessed? But for the Friday campaign, it's a little bit different. I still wove in a lot of like environmentalism in all of my stuff. Raised on Ghibli, what can I say?
woke propaganda.
Oh, how dare you care about the trees and them
How dare
turtles?
how dare you say power is corruption? Whoa.
Uh, yeah. Friday, overarching, if it turns into a bigger thing, which most likely it will. Uh, freedom, what it means. Uh, fighting, occupation. Uh, war, kind of consequences of war. Or consequences of being an occupied land. Uh, mystery, lots of mystery. I don't know if we'll go too much into like gray moral area. Probably. I mean, it's a part of D&D, but nothing on like a bigger scale. None of the like eldritch horror stuff. But I feel like nature
Mm.
taking back power type of stuff. Life and death, the balance of those two, taking back power. Yeah, stuff like that. Hopefully that wasn't
Nice.
spoilers in any way, but there you
I'm just taking notes. Don't worry. Don't worry.
go. I just like to woe in those themes like over the whole thing.
Yeah.
Now I know a lot of people don't have to do that. It's not a necessary thing for a campaign, but I feel like it's a nice thing to have some. I don't know if it's like a lesson, but it's a message.
Well, and I
Fuck
like
capital. No.
okay. um I do like that. But I like that sort of like compressed a bit where it's like certain characters, you know?
mm.
Like if there's this one thing that I sort of fell in love with where it's like I don't have the image and I can't remember how exactly it's worded, but it's like no matter what you do, it was always going to turn out this way. Um, and there's another, it's a flip flop saying of it, but I can't remember it for the life of me. But it's like after everything, it was this was always going to happen.
I
You
don't
know,
know if I
like
agree with that
no, no,
phrasing of
no,
it.
and yeah, it's a set thing for certain stories and whatnot. And it's not necessarily tied to fate or anything like that. But like in this is why I love the VIDA stuff because Thorn could have been a different person.
Spoilers.
Sorry, but
I know about the
Okay.
and yeah,
Okay.
you
timeline
know,
keeping guys.
yeah.
Ah, they're
So
so fun.
that is fun, but it's like you're able to get a look at like what how things would have turned out had it been just like one thing moved to the left.
Yeah,
You know what I
butterfly
mean?
effect.
Instead of
Yeah.
moving. Yes, exactly. So like it interests me because I just keep thinking like if Thorn were to ever
See,
find
that's
out
what
about that
a
and see different versions of herself, but knowing that she was always going to turn out this way, despite there's so many other versions of herself that didn't turn out this way. You know what I mean? It's like it's just
Mm.
interesting to me, and I wish I could remember exactly what I'm thinking about, but I can't.
I don't know. I don't like the idea of putting things into my campaign of like destiny and fate, like you were destined to do this, this is always going to happen, you can't stray from your fate, because in and out of game I feel like that strips characters of their agency a bit. It feels
Hmm.
like they don't have a
Yeah.
say in things. It feels like, oh, so if it doesn't matter, then what's the point? If what I do doesn't matter, if it's always going to turn out a certain way, I prefer that they do have a choice, that fate is a mutable thing, that it always changes based on what people do, that there are certain pathways it can go down on if something isn't done, but not a singular fine line. Again,
Yes.
I don't like taking away that freedom from my players, because then you're essentially saying, no, not anything can happen, only this
Yeah.
like specific timeline of events will happen, and that's like
And
Ven refuses to believe that because he doesn't think
mm,
that's true. He doesn't believe Enelip or the other
yeah.
dragons or whoever the fuck's it is.
And and I understand that. I believe that as well. And so whenever what I mean to say is like this was always going to happen, I mean one particular event. You know, not like just the whole life in front of them. this certain event was always meant to happen, and you can go any ways from it forms around that event.
I
You know what I
guess
mean?
the more positive, and I've seen this like in like reaffirmations and stuff, is if it was meant for me, it would have happened, but
Mhm.
essentially it wasn't meant. And
Yeah,
it was something that needed to happen for me to get where I am today.
but it's crazy because if you look at the way with Thorn, then was that always meant to happen? Like if that was
No.
supposed to happen to me and it would have happened. So it's like you know what I mean though. It's like I don't know. I wish I could fucking find what I'm
I mean,
trying to
I think you
say
can
because
apply that to some situations, but I feel like when you say that to like victims of like
yeah, no.
horrible things, then
Mm.
you really
Oh.
shouldn't say that to them. Leonie has cringed so hard that she left. No, I think it
Yeah.
doesn't work in some scenarios because I don't think you should be saying to
Mm.
people who went through horrible things like I was what was meant to happen. It's the same shit of like having somebody tell you after I don't know a loved one died from an illness or something like early on, like, oh, it was all a part of God's plan. That is so insincere
Yep.
to say. That is the worst
Yep.
thing you can say to someone in that moment. Even if they're a religious person, even if they do believe in
Mhm.
God, I feel like that's just like
So
that
it's like
doesn't
so you're saying that
help.
God's plan is to make people suffer at
I
the end of
mean,
it all,
the
or is
greater
it?
plan, we don't understand it, whatever. It's more the
No,
fact
but
of
in that
like,
specific saying, that's like it was God's
to
plan
me,
for them to get ill
I
and die.
mean,
So
I
it's
think when they say that, they're trying to be like comforting,
they
like
are, but
this is a
it's
low
not.
point, but God has planned for you to be better. Like
well,
I know that it doesn't come across that way, but they sometimes they say that with good
yeah.
No,
intentions.
they do
Why
say it
am I
with good
defending
intent. It
Christians?
is good, but
Well,
it's always with good intention. Don't get me wrong. It's not with ill
mm,
intention that you're saying, yeah, fuck your kid. They deserve to die from like whatever
yeah.
illness. Obviously, but
Oh,
it's
holy shit! We're talking about dead kids.
no. We were talking about
No, no,
loved
no, no,
ones,
no,
but
no.
like
Oh,
Yeah.
loved ones who die prematurely, like not of old age, but like from
okay.
a preventable thing, like
Mm.
I
it's
thought
not
we
a
were
thing
talking
you
about
should
like failings
say.
or
Like I
something.
feel like it's not
Now
a
we're
thing you
talking
should
about dead
say in
kids.
that situation. You shouldn't say
No,
to
definitely not. I
a
take back
victim of a
everything I said.
Hey,
horrible
Leonie.
situation. Uh yeah, I get it. I get it. Don't worry. It's like a
Oh,
like if
We
you
got
tell a
you. It's
victim
okay.
of like somebody who went through something horrible, you shouldn't tell them, oh, it was all part of some bigger plan, because like what are you doing really with that sentence? That doesn't feel
Yeah.
comforting, that like, oh, so like God planned for me to go through all this shit. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So
Go suck my dick.
it was
What the
I was
fuck?
supposed to. Nobody else. You could have lined up to do that. You know.
Yeah.
Um.
So I would prefer to
yeah.
think it's not a grand plan of somebody else. It's just a bunch of like accumulated bad decisions by shitty people. Is why
I
something
just
Ooh,
happened.
I wish I could find a
ooh.
thing that I'm trying to reference
However,
because I know it's said differently.
what I
Oh, you know what's fun?
think is, sorry, let's me
Hey,
add on to this.
okay.
I do think in life the universe will throw situations at you to make you learn something, and will keep throwing you the same situations and same people until you learn to do better.
Yeah.
Like if you encounter a same kind of toxic people over and over again, you're obviously not learning a lesson that you should be learning, to either respect yourself or avoid these types of people or something. Like
Yeah.
obviously not all the time it's somebody's fault, but toxic friendships, like smaller things, like
Yeah.
obviously you have a pattern, you're not addressing it. It's going to keep happening over and over and over again until you decide to solve this issue.
Yeah. But what were we gonna say, Leonie?
Well, now I feel like it's completely off track because I don't feel like we're talking about D&D anymore.
Sorry.
But I was gonna say,
No, you can go ahead.
I was gonna say in one of the campaigns I'm playing that Arna DMs, the character's entire thing is that he was prophesized to do something great, and he's
Oh yeah.
been running around away from his prophecy for his entire life, and he's at this point where he's accepted it and is working towards like achieving that what he was prophesized to do. And then he had a conversation with his god, and he just honestly asked, "Why me? Why have to be it?" His god just looked at him and went like, I don't know."
Shepard.
You were chill at birth, I guess. We saw you at birth, and you're like, oh, this is chill. Yeah, pick him,
Yeah.
man.
And
He's got a cool
Yeah.
fade. Get him.
So yeah,
And-
that was a blow to everything my character stood for.
Yep.
I mean,
but sorry,
yeah. Go
but
ahead.
it
Go ahead.
it makes me think, like, in terms of Thorn's situation, she asked like, why me? Why couldn't it have been anybody else? But she does think like, I would not wish that upon anyone else. I'm almost relieved that it was me that this happened to, so no other little girl, little boy went through that, you know? So
Yeah, I get
it's
it.
it's good that it was me and not somebody else, because
I
if it
mean,
was if it was supposed to be her, but she knew that all of that happened to somebody else, she wouldn't be able to live her life
she won't be able
like,
to switch places given the.
yeah, but and also if she was living a normal life and she knew about it, she wouldn't know what to do with herself. She couldn't live because that's like, she doesn't know how to live. You know what? Anyways,
Yeah, I get it. I get it. I mean, in a similar vein, Ben didn't understand why people kept saying he was special. I mean, he was raised as a
yeah,
fucking baker's boy.
yeah,
He's just like, why the fuck is it me? Like, why did these two shadows choose? I mean, it's been explained. He was
mhm,
basically fucking made to
yes,
defeat the soothsaying Nimbus. And a part of him doesn't like that. A part of him hates that he was just
of
created
course,
as a weapon, essentially. But a part of him is like, these people have been hurting people over and over and over.
yeah,
And they've hurt me, and they've hurt my family because I am connected to them, but they could have hurt them regardless. And they
mhm,
could have hurt people that I don't even know I care about. Yet. So I want to get rid of them because at the end of the day, Ven does have a good heart.
100%.
And his whole thing was getting rid of people
I
with power.
feel like that is a lovely note to end this talk
I was just
on.
about to say,
Lastly,
Yeah,
because I need
yeah.
to go to bed.
Yeah, it is
it's
getting
it's
late.
late. I need to eat.
My body's still operating on winter time zone, so it's like past 12. I am
You're out
huh?
of it. You're out of it. Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
can't even finish your own sentence.
Oh dear.
Let's end it
Well,
so Leonie can get some sleep.
thank you guys for joining us, and thank you if you're still with us. Uh, I
I
am.
love how we were
I don't know
fucking
how to
crazy at the
pronounce this.
beginning.
We
We're
need to
fucking
do this
crazy at the
once while
beginning,
drunk.
and then
While very
oh my
heavily
No.
god.
inebriated.
I can't drink though, cause it's
Oh
it's
yeah.
gonna be the middle of
Okay.
the day
I,
for
I
me.
hate
All right.
drinking. It's disgusting.
Lightweights. All right. Lightweights. It
It's
will
the
be
middle
me
of
and
the day. It's not because I
it
can't
tastes
drink. It'll
like
be the middle of
shit.
the yes.
you haven't had good alcohol. Just kidding. I know.
No, I've
Uh.
tried. My sister has made me try so many different
Let's not.
kinds.
Let's
It
end
still
it. End it.
tastes
End it.
like
End it. For the love
Anyway,
of God, let's
have a
go.
good night. Thank you for the questions. If you wanna watch our
Yes.
content, we're live Fridays, Sundays, and Tuesdays on Twitch, on YouTube,
Oh boy.
except today, because I had to stream. And Leonie posts our stuff on Instagram and on TikTok and other platforms. I don't know how many
Thank
fuck
you,
we have
Leonie.
fucking at this point.
I think at the moment it's Instagram and TikTok. That's it.
And
And you
Patreon
do a great
technically
job.
sometimes. Yeah,
Yeah.
lovely
Yeah.
job, Leonie.
Well, if Max would do some. No, okay.
We have a Patreon.
Yo,
Yeah.
don't call him out. Yeah, we do.
Well, yeah, but it's not very active currently.
I mean,
Okay.
pensions is like a once a month.
All right. Let's
Anyway,
hurry up. I'm hungry.
all right, good night.